Welcome to Fullerton College football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, yeah, you got to deal with it one more time. We're going old school from left to right. It's the OG, Corey Neyland and Ryan Osborn. We are the voices of Fullerton College football. And guys, I'm going to say it's all the marbles, because there is a chance that the loser of this game does not move on. So win, you continue, lose, who knows where you end up. Might be in Newport Beach next week, doing a little Christmas shopping early in the season here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And to give you the scenario across Southern California, Fullerton College and Riverside City College are battling for the conference championship. Down other places in Southern California, near Huntington Beach, it's Golden West and Mount Sac, who are also battling for their own conference championship game. The way that things work, if Mount Sac wins their conference championship, the loser of Fullerton-Riverside will be going to the state playoff. However, if Golden West wins their conference championship, it means that Mount Sac will be in as the at-large bid, and the loser of Fullerton-Riverside will end up in a bowl game.
And because of what was going on behind us, you did say Ventura's already in, right?
Ventura is in, I believe. When you look at their conference championship, they own the tiebreaker across their entire conference as well. El Camino is actually also a wild card in all of this because of strength of schedule when it comes down to it for the overall power percentage.
Hey, Corey, when you look at Riverside, they're a monster. Let's be realistic. Ryan and I talked about it on the coaches show. I don't see a weakness on the Tigers team.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we see one.
Okay.
Because there are none. On offensively speaking, they're the #1 team in the state in scoring. Yards per game. So they get up and down. They're led by Jordan Barton, who's 186, 255, 6 interceptions for 2,768 yards, 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But their ground game is just as strong, and that's Bryce Strong, 118 carries, 790 yards with 13 touchdowns, and he's explosive from anywhere on the field. And on defense, Leo Tapua. He's the guy, 43 tackles, tied for the team. 3 forced or fumble recoveries, a pick, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He's the guy you got to watch out for, along with Edward Gilds, who has 7 pass breakups.
Yeah, I told Ryan Osborn, I think Brandon Nunez, but I'm going to go back to the special teams. Special teams have to win this game today. In other words, every time you line up for a field goal, you have to make the field goal. You can't leave 3 points on the field.
And I'm going to say that red zone is the key as well. They need to score points. Once they get inside that 20, they have to score points. Touchdowns better, but you need points on the board to beat this Riverside team.
Coin flip ended up being won by Fullerton College. They are deferring to the second half, so Fullerton's going to get the ball to start off the third quarter of play.
Until we get a chain crew.
And there's a slight delay here in Riverside as they are waiting for the chain crew.
So that means we can continue to talk about the outcome here. Ryan, you and I were talking the other day, and we both had a couple different attitudes on what needs to do. Defensive backs have been special all year for Fullerton College. Down linemen on defense, something great. Then you get to the linebackers that are cream of the crop in the conference. They need to stand up big against this Riverside team and limit them to as little as they can to have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, I think you look at those 3 guys, Chris Harm, Jeremiah McNeely, and also Branson Tidenwa. Biso, he's got to have a good game here this afternoon. You saw the athleticism that all 3 of those guys presented last week against Saddleback. They had a couple of interceptions. They were good at stopping the run. The question is, can they properly contain this RCC quarterback and an entire offense that, as Corey mentioned, is #1 in the state of California? There's some in the state who think that this offense might be more dynamic than they were last year.
Hey, Corey, we need Eli Pleasant, Mr. Grossman back, and Mr. Longoria to come back. Or really, who's going to pick up the slack? We have one good receiver that has a great game, but we haven't had a unit yet for great games.
I'm going to disagree with you on
Okay.
that. I think the receivers have had outstanding games this year. It hasn't just been one. Leland Smith has had spectacular games. You know, he came out 9 receptions, 212. But the receiving core as a unit, 3 catches here, 5 catches there, 6 catches there, 2 here, but they've all been productive. And when you look at the receivers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them have touchdowns. 6 of them have more than 10 receptions. I think that's a strong unit who's had strong games, and Brandon Nunez, 1,631 yards and 18 touchdowns, along with 439 yards rushing. He needs to be the key. And I agree with you both. The linebackers for Fullerton have to be the best on the field.
Cameron Woods is going to be the guy today for me. Back there.
So that's Norian Espadron and Xavier Ugorji back deep. And I agree with you. Cameron Woods on the offensive side of the ball, Mark. He can match up problems with the linebackers for Riverside. So he, again, is that key.
So let's get ready for the championship game here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Great crowd today for this beautiful afternoon for a little community college football.
Ball game at the jungle.
Taken at the 12. Looking to go to the outside. There's a break in the gap all the way up to the 35. Ugorji on a great return up to the 35. Gives him great field position. And we'll see what Jordan Barton does when he brings his team out to start the first offensive play for Riverside. Barton will come out at quarterback. Barton's at 1 you want to look at. Bryce Strong, the running back.
There's Barton at quarterback.
Damian Young, the near side of the field. Bryce Strong goes in motion. They throw out to Strong in the flat. Turns the corner. Picks up 10 on an easy little pitch and catch in the flat for Riverside.
Number 29, John Grant. First
And
down.
that's where Riverside can take advantage and try to slow down the aggressiveness of the Hornets.
First down and 10 on the 45. Campbell, Strong, they go to that side. Taken down for a loss on the play. So it goes to Campbell. Jesse Campbell comes up catching that one.
And that front, Simeon Maivava, Jaden Furbotten, Nephi Tuiasasopo, Dolis Taloma, and Christian Perry up front for the Tigers.
So it's going to bring up third down. Here comes the pressure. Barton looks, steps up. Barton gets drugged out. Helmet comes out, ball comes out. And that was the ball that came out.
And I'm sorry, that was Douglas Taloma who's up front. And that's Carl Neesmith who makes the tackle. Good job by Barton for picking up yardage, making it a 4th and short instead of a 3rd and long.
And I think the down marker is, I thought the down marker was wrong.
It is, in fact, 4th down. And like you mentioned, Barton just willing his way forward. He doesn't accept the sack. He ends up putting his shoulder into a guy, drags Neesmith with him. That's an important thing for Riverside because we've heard from them a lot. They will go for it a lot on 4th down and manageable.
4th down and 1, right at the 45. Barton, straight dive play. Met in the backfield, and Fullerton will take over on the 42.
And that's McNeely, Harm, and Eric Hill who make the stop.
So the Hornets defensively come out big, and Riverside is stopped on the first down. If they can do this all day long, then they control the field.
Well, we were talking about it before the game. Those linebackers have to be crucial. Corey, you've been talking about it all year. They possibly have 3 different players who could be Defensive Player of the Year in this division. They have to continue to keep that top-level elite play to contain this Riverside offense.
Jordan Tate Gonzalez to the near side of the field. Garnett Davis the third at running back. Nunez at quarterback. First down and 10. Nunez has time. Looks across the middle of the field. Ball is up and down as Jeremy Gonzalez can't pull it in.
You like the way Brandon Nunez stood in the pocket to get his receiver, but he's going to need to move around and create positive yardage. instead of waiting just to get Riverside moving different directions.
Nunez looks things over. Garnett Davis III picks it up, makes it across the 40, down to the 38, gain of about 7 on the play.
Andrew Sanders, the second, the left tackle. Sammy Garcia is the left guard. Sia Tanu'u is the center. The right guard, right tackle is Nichols, and the right guard is Terrones.
This is where it's 3rd down and 5. Cameron Woods usually they give it again to Garnett Davis III. Gets stopped. That brings up a 4th down for the Hornets.
Nicholson, it'll bring up a 4th and 4 for the Hornets.
Ty Dillon to the near side of the field for the Hornets. Dillon now goes off. Gonzalez comes back on. Jordan Tate comes with him to the near side of the field. C.J. Broy to the far side of the field. Garnett Davis III still in the backfield. Both teams have gone for it. Cross the middle. Caught right there. And is that C.J. Broy?
It is C.J. Broy to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Nice job by Brandon.
That's a beautiful catch, too, because he's reaching almost behind him over top of his shoulder to make that grab.
They run a hurry up. Nunez across the middle of the field. Picked! So Nunez hooked on one receiver and got picked right there for Riverside. Ryan Osborn, you talked about turnovers in this game.
Yeah, for Fullerton, they're going to have to be able to keep the football with them throughout the entirety of this matchup. The big thing for Fullerton is they need to be in the plus margin when it comes to that turnover battle. If you give the ball and extra opportunities to RCC throughout this game, it's not going to be a good result.
Barton brings him back out. Still a running back is Bryce Strong. Corey told you about him. 87, almost 88 yards a game. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 19. They hand it off to Strong. Strong goes off the left tackle. He's going to get a gain of 1 on the play.
And we'll set that defense for the Hornets. Carlo Torres, who leads the team, one of the leaders in the sacks, second on the team with 7. Jordan Crawford, Ant Harris, and Eric Hill. The backers are McNeely, Harm, and Biso. Near side corner, Ty Milton. Far side on the right side is Quentin Ashford.
Once again, they hand it off to Strong again, up the middle, gain of another half a yard.
And the safeties are DeJuan Grant and Kadari Kearns. As Riverside in their black and orange unis going left to right. Fullerton got the white with the blue numbers.
Number 95, Jordan Crawford.
So Young to the near side of the field, Halloween outside of him. They look in, here comes the pressure. They're staying after the quarterback, flings it up deep. Knocked away at the last second. Beautiful defensive play as they knock it away on Espadron. We're going to get roughing the quarterback on the play.
And it is the correct call because, Mark, once that football was let go, you had about a 1.5 count after the football was released that tackle is made. So you get an excellent play by the secondary. Beautiful coverage there by Kadari on that backside. But it's that just quick little mental mistake in the backfield that gives the 1st down.
Roughing the passer, 1st down.
Yeah, not a little mental mistake. That's a huge mental mistake because that would have made it 4th down.
Jess Campbell to the near side of the field. They look over. We get timeout on the field. The officials are talking about, did they mark the yardage off properly is what the discussion is right now. And the down marker should be 1st down.
Yeah, 15 yards, ball's at the 22.
So Campbell comes over to the near side of the field. This Patron comes in the slot next to him. Strong still at running back. Run a little screen pass, cross the middle. Nice play, nice pick, nice pick. This Patron gets, comes across for a 1st down.
So Espadron with the catch and did a nice job. And again, they're using those quick hitters. And Riverside can afford to be patient and getting those long drives and try to confuse the Fullerton Hornet defense.
10:27 to go, no score. Both teams went for it on 4th down. Run it straight up the middle. Gain of 2 all the way up to the 50. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Sorry, Mark.
Strong with the carry.
That was like a hiccup.
Strong stays in at running back.
For the Tigers.
Barton at quarterback. Jordan Barton has had a good year. Jordan Barton fakes it, looks for somebody open. Here comes the pressure. They're covering him. There's a hold right there, and it's called. Jordan Barton's going to turn the corner, but this one, guys, is coming back because it was a yank on a jersey. You could see it up here, and the coaches from Fullerton sitting to my left all yelled, hold.
Yeah, it was a right tackle on Carlo Torres. It's going to bring it back.
10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And that hold goes against Simeon Maava.
So we're going to mark it back. It's going to stay 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and 18 now at the 40.
Jeremy Naborn comes in, the middle linebacker for the Hornets, replacing Chris Harm, Carl Neesmith, and Junior Kennedy on the outside. And here's what's special about Fullerton. Hale and Torres moved from outside to in.
Holloway and Espadron on this side of the field. They run it straight up the middle. Gain of a couple. So Young, Strong gets a carry. Gets a gain of 2 on the play.
Neesmith was in on the tackle there, but his helmet comes off for the 2nd time in this one. He's going to have to take a seat.
He need a chin strap.
Jordan Barton at quarterback. Pearson now comes in the game for the Tigers.
A 3rd and 14 for the Tigers.
So Pearson is now the running back next to Barton for Riverside. Here come the Hornets. Blitz coming up the middle. Barton's going to take off running. He doesn't get any place, and the down linemen and the linebackers are smothering the line of scrimmage.
Biso in there on the bottom is McNeely, so they get credit for half a sack. And again, this is a team that's number 1 in the SCFA in giving up points, only 13.9, and number 1 in sacks, 41 coming into this game.
Kadari Kearns, who had his first return last week, the only return of this Hornet team, back deep. He'll stand at the 20. Big, deep kick. Kearns says, I got it. Backpedals, drops it, picks it up, goes the outside. It's got a wall. Got to go up the alley. Cuts back, gets a 20, stays on his feet. Gets away. He's at the 30. Finally gets driven down at the 37. A beautiful return by Kearns.
You look at Kearns, the way that he gets through that mark, he stopped initially, but you look at his lower body, he's still churning, moving his legs. He got lower after he got contact, and it allowed him to get out of that initial tackle.
1st down and 10 for your Hornets at the 37.
Dante Bowers, Richard Sweeney in the backfield, Edward Guild, and Dayton Ford, the secondary, who's seen action already. Leo Tupo'u is the team's leading tackler. Quaylen McQueen and Kayvon Baptiste have seen time early.
Gonzalez and Woods stack on the near side of the field. Brandon Nunez says, hey, let's get over. It's going to be a flanker screen. It goes across there. They get 2 good blocks by Woods and Gonzalez to free up the receiver.
And that front 17 action early on for the Tigers. Matthew Eskridge, Penny Masiva, Jacob Fulamatu, Jawan Nixon, Tony Ulima, and Isaiah Bogar.
2nd down and 2 at the 45. Bakapuna has to make the turn. He should have enough for a 1st down.
And guys, when you look at Isaiah Bogar up front for the Tigers, 16 tackles for loss this season with 7 sacks. That definitely leads the SCFA.
Mark and I were looking at it in the state. He's actually top 3 in the state in overall sacks and tackles for loss.
Kristen Stewart moves to the far side of the field. See what Kristen does today. They hand it off. No, they don't. Nunez keeps it himself. Gets a gain of 5. We get a late flag on the play. I thought it got pointed towards Riverside, but we'll see.
We may have unnecessary roughness, if I'm not mistaken here, Mark.
Has the face, number 70. Down.
So it was against the Hornets, hands to the face.
Dylan Nichols.
Against the Hornets.
That's going to move them back 15 yards. So 2 major penalties so far in this game have slowed down the Hornets. Turnover and 2 big mark-offs.
And guys, Luke Torontos is not the right guard. It's actually Romo who's in there at the right guard position. And that penalty went on Nichols.
Jordan Tate to the near side of the field. Stewart to the far side of the field. Nunez comes back. Ball comes out. Turnover number 2.
Recovered by the Tigers.
And it looks like it was recovered by
On the recovery,
Jesse
number 8
Bradbury.
for Riverside, that's Jesse Bradbury.
And McQueen looked like he caused the fumble recovery on the blitz. And Brandon Nunez not careful with the ball.
So
This penalty is
Nunez.
going to be against the Hornets as well. Or at least they threw a flag initially. They picked it up afterwards.
Young goes to the far side of the field.
29-yard line. That's where to be first and 10. Tigers.
Igori comes in at running back. Next to Jordan Barton. Here they come. Jordan Barton feels the pressure. Throws it out here. Almost picked
Pass intended
at the
for
25 by the Hornets.
Ty Milton on the break. Another pass breakup.
Marty pass intended for
Jesse
number 3,
Campbell
Jesse
was there
Campbell.
and had somebody
On
make the
coverage,
jump. It's going to
number
be
17,
2nd down and 10.
Milton. That
So
brings up
the
a
ball
2nd and
hawks
10,
for the
for the
defensive
Tigers.
backs. Looks like they've been told today, if you've got a chance, Corey Neyland, you might as well go for it.
Yeah, it looks like this game is going to call for one of these 2 teams to have a defensive score.
Xavier stays in at running back. 2nd down and 10 at the 30 for the Tigers. Hornets would like to drop Barton back a little. They run it up the middle. There it is. Nice move. Cut back again all the way down to the 5. Off tackle. And Ugori just makes a great run as he weaves back in. And guys, that's one of the better runs we've seen today.
Yeah, the delayed draw got Igorji plenty of room to play because Fullerton was up the field so quickly that the backers were nowhere to be found, and that 2nd and 3rd level needed to make the stop.
1st and goal for Riverside on the turnover. Knocking on the door. They shift now the power from left to right at the line of scrimmage. Quick dive play right up the middle. Stopped at about the 4-yard line. Helmet comes off again. Ryan Osborn, I've never seen so many helmets come off players on a field as the Hornets have had in today's game.
44 white.
Yeah.
Sit out 1 play.
You look at Neesmith, he got 2 earlier. Is that Kennedy, if I'm not mistaken? Junior?
Yeah, that was Junior.
Halloween goes to the far side of the field. Campbell comes to the near side of the field. 2nd and goal for the Tigers, right inside the 5. Barton looks over, gets some things, says the referee, I'm ready to go, let's rock it. Here come the Hornets, pressure up the middle. Barton's got to run, Barton gets taken down, there's another flag.
Barton's back on the play by number 34. There is a penalty
And if
flag
it is
on the
Ryan,
play.
then it's a bad call. I think it's going to be holding against Riverside.
Holding, number 21. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
And that was Chris Harm who busted through for the sack.
So the Hornets decline it. They're going to take the play. That'll be at the 11. It's 3rd down and goal at the 11 for Riverside. Connor May now comes in the game. Tight end's going to go to the far side of the field. Halloween comes in the near side of the field. Jesse Campbell in the slot next to him. 3rd down and goal from the 11. Here they come. Barton goes for the far corner. It's incomplete.
Barton's pass.
Good coverage. And here's the interesting part about this game. Good coverage, and immediately we go to the field. No flags on every play.
For the Tigers.
And we're going to look for those on every play, and let's see who gets on the board first.
17, Diane Milton.
So To do the kicking for Riverside, Gabe Panikowski.
We'll spot it at the 18. You add 10, it's a 28-yard. He's 9 of 12. His longest one, 44 yards for the season. 4:50 to go. Ball is up. Kick is up. The kick is good. So with 4:46 to go, it's the Tigers 3, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Okay, I'm going to go down the line. Moral victory? Yes or no?
No.
No, not at all.
Because you turned the ball over.
Okay.
That's exactly where I was going to. You gave the ball over to them, so it's free points. You would rather them have to work from inside their own 20 all the way down to your own end zone, and then you stop them, force a field goal. That's the moral victory. In this case, you gave them the football back. If Fullerton's going to stay in this game and they're going to get themselves back into it, they have to take care of the football.
Gonzalez
And
Stewart for the Hornets. Gonzalez on the near side of the field, Stewart on the far side of the field. Need a big return. Need an answer. We talked about turnovers. Ryan Osborn and I did on the ride up here. 3-0. The Tigers up quickly. Stewart at the 2, at the 10. Stays on his feet. Struggles across the 25, gets to 27. Nice return for the Hornets. 4:39 to go. It's the Tigers 3, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. You know what I need right now? I need a discount market right around the corner, because if this game keeps going this way, I'm going to need about $100 worth of Twinkies to take out my sorrow here on Sportsnet. Discount market of Fullerton, located on Raymond between Commonwealth and Chapman. Proud sponsor all year long of your Fullerton College Hornets. Nunez comes back out. First down and 10, right at the 27. We get motion. We'll see what it is. See if the Hornets start walking back.
Center, snap infraction, 5-yard penalty.
So we move it back 5 yards. The mistakes are early, and they're on your Fullerton College Hornets with 4:38 to go here in the first quarter. Smoothness has not been the thing to start this game. Nunez comes out, throws it out again. Missed throw to Stewart as they're trying to run that flanker screen, and it doesn't work.
Gabriel Dominguez with the tip. Is that 37 or 97? That was 97, so that's Isaiah.
Ball was deflected there by number 97.
C.J. Broy. Stewart, Levias to the near side of the field. Nunez at quarterback. Garnett Davis III at running back. Second down and 15. Nunez goes back, has time, throws it across the middle. Caught at the 35, and that's going to be Stewart that comes and catches it at the 35. Oh, they're going to mark him going backwards to get it, so make it the 33.
And I like that decision there from Brandon. He's got the left-hand side to run with, but he's got two guys up. What I like about it is that he kept his eyes up the field, looking over what his options were.
Run.
Leland Smith comes on the near side of the field. Jordan Tate in the slot next to him. Big third down and a long 6 at the 32. Here they come. Nunez decides to pull it down quickly and gets to the 35, but it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that's why you run on that 2nd down, because you're going to pick up that 1st down. This 3rd and short, and the way he's been throwing the ball, he doesn't have the confidence yet to release early. So that's why he's got to run early to loosen up the secondary, and then you can make those throws.
Will Bond looks like he's going to be deep for the Tigers. Lamana at the 20. Just needs a high floater. Here it comes, no pressure. A high floater. Everybody there signals for a fair catch, going to take it at the 30. With 3:12 to go here in the first quarter. Well, guys, it's 3-0. Tigers over the Hornets in what seems like a lopsided first quarter by the fans.
I don't think it's lopsided at all.
You don't find it lopsided?
No, not at all.
I don't think it's lopsided either, Mark, but I do think that the mental mistakes at the moment are with the Hornets. You've seen them already get themselves really good positioning with their defense. Their defense has made a couple of stops. They have played well. They've just got to be able to shore up those mental mistakes, and they're right in this game.
Young goes to the far side of the field. First down and 10 for the Tigers, right at the 30. Barton puts people in motion. He goes back, going to throw the little screen. Really nice play by defense, Corey, because it wasn't really open. Get a gain of about a half a yard on the play for Riverside.
Yeah, and Jeremiah McNeely was already there. Luckily, that wasn't picked off. Barton, dangerous throws. He comes back a little bit shaky. First time in the ball game is going to be Brandon Harris for the Hornets on the interior.
So they don't give any yardage on the play. Second down and 10 for the Tigers, still at the 30. Barton trying to get a lot out of his coach, saying, hey, give me something that works. Halloween stays over here to the near side of the field. Barton looks it over. Second down and 10 for the Hornets. They're going to go. Barton's going to take off running. He does. He throws in the flat. Nobody's there to pick up the running back coming out. Gain of 12. First down and 10 at the 45.
Great play call by Riverside, as that was a delayed screen all the way to Ugorji. Barton, all he had to do was roll. Ugorji pretended like he was going to block and just released at the last moment.
Strong back in at running back for Riverside. Barton goes, let's go quickly. Bryce Strong. They hand it off to Strong. Straight up tackle. Strong gets up to 50. Gain of 4 on the play.
Chris Harm makes the stop. McNeely underneath. Naborn now in for Harm in the middle.
Campbell now. Jesse Campbell comes to the near side of the field. Connor May, the tight end, will be in the slot. Go to the far side of the field for Riverside. It's Young out there. Now Connor May goes from right to left. So watch out for the tight end. Strong stays in at running back. Barton at quarterback. Second down along 6. They give it off to Strong. He makes 2 miss. Third people don't. It's going to be a gain of maybe 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a third down and 2 for Riverside at the 47.
Might be the best 2-yard run we've seen all year, Mark. Carl Neesmith was in the backfield. Jerry Minoran is in the backfield, and all they got was a whiff.
Barton brings him out. Connor May, tight end, goes to the slot on the left-hand side. Now they walk up. Big third down and 3. Here come the Hornets. Pressure. They're rolling out. And if you're going to let them go that deep, you're going to get a first down. Nice pitch and catch to Campbell, who gets a first down out to the 40.
Hornets were selling out that time. It was man-to-man coverage on the outside. So Ty Milton couldn't get beat deep, and that's why he gave him much room to run.
Halloween on the far side of the field. Bryce Strong still at the running back. 28 seconds to go. Here in the first quarter, they take Strong, go from right to left. Barton goes back. He's going to keep it himself. Sidesteps. Barton is taken down for a loss on the play.
And that's Carl once more, and he's coming out. He's injured. Left shoulder, left arm. Big blow for the Hornet D.
So that should bring us to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Tigers 3, the Hornets 0, here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
At the end of the first quarter of play, the Riverside City College Tigers 3, the Fullerton Hornets.
Well, Ryan Osborn and Corey Neyland says a good first quarter. I have the coaching staff to the left of me up here, as a matter of fact. I see Marcia Foster showed up for part of this game, Ryan. She's down to our left. We were told this whole area should be restricted to fans. Somebody forgot to shut the gate, so that we're getting people up here visiting with us here on Sportsnet, USA.net. And if you're visiting today, if you have friends visiting, hey, maybe if you're like Joe and you got Thanksgiving today, Joe should have gone to Discount Markets, bought his chips and dip before he went over to hang out with the relatives for a little pre-Thanksgiving feast. here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan Osborn's going to keep an eye on that Mount Sac game going on right now.
Speaking of, Mark, it's a 10-0 Mount Sac lead, and they are in the red zone once again. That's about 10 minutes left in the second quarter over in Huntington Beach. And again, just to lay out the scenario for all the Hornet fans and also Riverside fans who are listening in, it means that Fullerton College and Riverside, if Mount Sac wins, the loser of this game in front of us will still go to the playoff as the at-large bid. Now, if Golden West comes back in that game and ends up getting a win over top of Mount Sac will be the at-large bid, and the loser of Fullerton-Riverside will go to a bowl game. So, as of right now, the Mounties 10, Rustlers 0, and they currently are getting set to strike again.
2nd down and 13 as we get ready to start the second half. Barton goes with an empty backfield. Here they come. Goes across the middle of the field. Throws behind the receiver. We're going to get a flag in the middle of the field, and that's usually where there's a holding call. Let's see if that's what we get.
Holding, number 76, 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Douglas Taloma.
So they're going to take the 10 yards. It would have brought up a 3rd down, but now they're going to move them back. So they're going to give Riverside an extra play. Takes it back to the 48 for the Tigers.
That brings up a 2nd and 23 for the Tigers.
Barton empties the backfield one more time.
14:53 on the game clock, please.
We want to thank everyone who is listening in here on SportsNetUSA.net. Joe, we appreciate you tuning in with us and keeping along as the Fullerton College Hornets and the RCC Tigers try and get themselves into the playoff.
Ugorji comes in at running back. They hand off a little draw play. He takes it straight up the middle, gets up 50, get a gain of 2. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 15, 3rd down and 20 at the 50. See what Barton does. They go fast. They're going to run it again. Barton takes it himself, gets it outside, but Barton should. Ball comes out. Hornets get a turnover. And so it's a fumble, and the Hornets get it at the 50.
DeJuan Grant forces the fumble for the Hornets. The safety comes up. Helmet to football. Pop fly. Biso with the recovery.
So turnover, and now it's up to that Hornet offense who got the ball across midfield on the turnover. Ryan Osborn, now you got to do something with the gift.
You absolutely have to get points. No matter what, you need to get points, especially considering you're starting your drive on the Riverside side of the field. You need to convert on this.
Bakapuna in at running back. Leland Smith to the near side of the field. Jordan Tate there. Jordan Tate goes in motion from right to left. Nunez throws it to Leland Smith. Smith can't catch up with the football.
And this is where you're going to need your receivers to come up big and make those plays, because it was there. Brandon Nunez put it on the money.
From the 48-yard line.
Leland Smith couldn't bring that one in. He goes out. Jordan Tate now comes to the near side of the field. 2nd down and 10. Bakapuna stays on his feet. Gets to the 41 and gets hit.
So stop, number 3, Edward Gills on the stop. Gain of about 6 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
So Elvis, let's see if they go back to him. 3rd down. Try to get Riverside to jump. Bakapuna stays there. C.J. Broy on the far side of the field. Stewart in the slot next to him. They give it C.J. Broy. And it goes to Nunez, and Nunez is going to get the 1st down on 2nd effort.
That's
alone.
Pure will there, Mark, because he gets past the initial guy in the backfield and then drops his shoulder. He goes right into 2 different defenders to get himself across the line. Great awareness of where the sticks are as well, knowing that if he goes down on the initial, he wasn't going to have enough.
1st down and 10 at the 38. They hand it to Bakapuna. Bakapuna goes off a left tackle, gets across the 35 down to the 33. 13 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So a new set of people come out. Ty Collins comes to the near side of the field. Jeremy Gonzalez in the slot next to him. 2nd down and 6. Right at the 37. They give it to Bakapuna around the corner. Bakapuna gets knocked out of bounds short of the sticks as he goes across the 30.
You look at the way that he creates separation, Mark. He just gets his arm extended on the defender who's trying to get him wrapped up, creates a little bit of an extension so that way he has some more room to run.
Brandon Nunez. Muscle, muscle, muscle. First down for the Hornets. So do we get to call that the tush push?
No.
No?
No, not a fan of that play, especially in this one. You want to pick up the first down, that's fine. But you don't want to throw off your rhythm of what you're having.
First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 28. Garnett Davis III now in at running back. Goes from right to left. Nunez, pump fakes, runs away, throws it. Could have had it to Ty Collins. Collins can't go down and get it. Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon couldn't come and get it.
And Brandon Nunez rushed it. He didn't need to throw that quickly. He could have come around and get around the corner, pick up a couple yards. Or, since Dillon was so open, he could have taken his time and thrown the ball.
Leland Smith comes back in the game. Tate in the slot. Garnett Davis III trips to the right. 2nd down. Nunez goes back the other direction. Gain of 3 on the play.
Outstanding play by Qualin McQueen.
As Stewart goes down and gets it at the 25. Big 3rd down play.
Gain of 3 on the play.
You want to get your field goal kicker just a little closer. Nunez looks things over. 3rd down. Nunez in the slot. Gets to the 20, down to 18. That's going to bring up a 4th down as it goes to Stewart. So now, are they going to bring out Fulber? It's
4th and 1.
You're about a half a yard away from a first down. They're going to go for it.
22-yard line.
3-0. Sorry, Ryan.
I take that back. Fulber will now trot onto the field.
So they decide to go with a field goal.
And for Fulber this season, he's 9 of 11.
Longest one for 42. Put this at the 25. You add 10. It's 35. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Well, it was a line drive down the 3rd baseline, but we're going to take it. We're tied at 3. So both turnovers.
It was a line drive, knuckleball, hooking. If that's a 40-yard try, it's a miss. 35 yards, it's good.
Yeah, and it was good. So, guys, 2 turnovers, 3 points for both teams.
What's also interesting there, too, is that they had to hurry that process up because they made the decision later on in the snap clock. They had to line up, and you saw Fulber kind of rush his way back into position. They only had 6 seconds on the clock by the time he actually sets his feet and gets set to look up towards the field goal post. Excellent conversion there by Fulber.
And Ugorji back deep, and it looks like is
Number 5, Norian Espedron.
And that is Espedron.
So Espedron back deep with Ugorji. They're both going to stand about at the 8-yard line. We're tied at 3. Well, we expected this sort of game with 10:35 to go. We're going to go back to Ryan Osborn right after this to see what's happening with the Golden West game. 3-3 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Floater. Espedron takes it, goes up the left, through the hole, stays on his feet, got a block, driven out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him at the 37-yard line. Nice return for Riverside.
Just looking at Phil Austin's reaction, he's not thrilled with it, obviously, when you take a look at the result. But it's just a matter of not stealing that outside and getting to the help, forcing him back towards the middle.
That's where the Riverside City College Tigers will
Jordan
take over.
Barton,
It'll be
not
first
looking
and
bad. Bryce Strong,
Tigers.
we'll see if he comes out at running back. Barton comes out. Strong's going to come with him. Halloween's go to the far side of the field.
Real quick, Mark, update. 13-7, the Mounties with the lead after Golden West just got themselves a touchdown.
McDaniel to the near side of the field. Barton rolls back. Barton going deep. It's a foot race down the middle. Caught. Ball comes out. It was on the money, Corey. And Holloway is down on the ground.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a wind knocked out of him. It was there, a touch tad long, but again, hit his hands as he was diving. Ty Milton, or was that Quentin? Looks like it was Quentin who tackled him right at the ball, touches his hands.
And one of the big things, too, with Quentin is that he was able to make a little bit of contact on the hands right as the receiver is going up for the football. So it's not in the hands beforehand, but it's when he goes into the process of making the catch. So you don't have both hands on the football. It's real hard to be able to reel that in.
Holloway averaging 19 yards a game.
And what did you make of that throw?
I thought it was pretty. He led him. It was a pass that the defense was not going to intercept. Second down. Strong takes it up the middle, stays on his feet. Strong got through that hole, guys, and I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was like Ant-Man. He shrunk himself and then became whole on the other side.
It's one of those things where he reminds you a little bit of old Fullerton College running back, Kenny
Ryan
Turner.
Bird?
Huh?
Ryan Bird?
No, Kenny Turner, because he's able to get through creases and maintain his velocity.
First down and 10 across midfield. Throw it over here in the flat. Trying to trick. They can't pick up on the receiver who gets it to Young. And Young gets it almost down to the 40. So the Tigers are responding.
Moving right to left on your screen.
Teach you to leave the gate open, right, Ryan Osborn?
I think there's more people who realize this is a big game.
Second down and 5. Hand it off one more time. Up the middle, enough for a first down. So now you look at Strong right now, averaging 87 yards a game.
And that's going to go on to Iyasa Sopo, who had a hold of Terrence Hansbrough Jr. in the backfield.
Number 75, 10-yard penalty.
So we're moving it back. So holding against Riverside, that's a couple big holding penalties against the Tigers in this game. 9:12 to go here in the first half. We're tied at 3. Winner's got a date with, we'll find out. Loser may be going home and just watching TV.
For the Tigers.
For the top 7 teams in the state playing in SoCal today.
Barton looks over. Strong, back there again. Fakes it to Strong. Here comes the pressure. Barton steps up, throws it out there in the flat. Nice response because Barton looked like he was going to get away from everything.
And again, the play was set up to go down the field on the right hash. But Fullerton in their zone communicated well as Ty Milton stayed in the flat. And that was a new safety. I can't see who that was, but he stayed deep and he had nowhere to go.
Georgie in at running back, Barton at quarterback, 3rd down and 12. Here come the Hornets. Barton's feeling the pressure. They drag him down from behind. Beautiful pursuit by the Hornets.
And that's going to be Carl Neesmith, who got there. He gets around the edge really well with a quick swim move, gets the body positioning, and is able to chase the guy with a quick sprint at the end of the play. He wraps up well, so Barton doesn't have an opportunity to get out of it.
And what he did, what made it special, is he dove to make that tackle, because if he doesn't dive, Barton's got a 20-yard gain and a first down.
Kadari Kearns going to stand at the 10 for your Fullerton College Hornets. 3-3 here in the first half. High snap. Here comes the pressure. Almost blocked. Kadari's going to watch it hit the ground. It's going to take a Fullerton hop And it does right at the 25 with 7:31 to go. We're knotted at 3. It's the Tigers 3, the Hornets 3 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And guys, I think Biso got a little fingertip on that because that was a punt that was going a long way and it came out wobbly.
Yeah, initially there was a lot of contact on that football. Biso just gets his fingertips on it because if you saw it, as soon as that ball was contacted by the foot, it was going as a spiral. As soon as it makes contact with Biso's hands, it kind of goes into a dying duck, if you will, over towards the 25.
Nunez brings them out. Levias, C.J. Broy, and Stewart. Garnett Davis III gets it. Has to have that first tackle miss him, and on a great tackle defensively, we lose 2 yards.
Qualin McQueen did a great job because that was a first down ready to happen.
C.J. Broy State to the near side of the field. Jeremy Gonzalez at the far side of the field. Jordan Tate out wide. Garnett Davis III at running back. 2nd down and 12, right at the 23. We get motion against the Hornets.
And guys, I want to go back to that last play by McQueen. That was such an outstanding play because 1st and 10, you're going to pick up 20 on that because he had 3 blockers in front of him moving left to right. But McQueen splits quickly, trips him up, and it's a loss of 2, putting Fullerton in a position where they don't want to be at.
2nd down and 17 now at the 18-yard line. Tight formation. Nunez looks things over. Throws out in the flat. As C.J. Broy takes out his own receiver. Incomplete pass.
He was pushed into that by the defender who read it really well. Actually locked up Broy back in towards Gonzalez.
So Jordan Tate, C.J. Broy, Gonzalez on the far side of the field. 3rd down and 17 against for the Hornets.
And if you're the Hornets, Mark, I don't think you can be afraid or should be afraid of throwing the ball down the field.
Jordan Tate comes to the near side of the field. Garnett Davis III still in at running back. Here they come. Nunez says, I'm going to run it. Does. Gets down at the 24. And so now it comes to kick the ball away with 6:27 to go. Here in the 2nd quarter, we're knotted at 3. It's the Hornets 3, the Tigers 3, here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Quick update. Mounties 13, Rustlers 7. Rustlers are inside the 5-yard line. They're about to go to the half.
Excuse me. The grandstand cannot be used for seating. It is shut down. You need to go back to the other side, please. It's a construction.
Attention, all you fans that are sitting in the home bleachers, you're going to have to vacate the bleachers. All you fans, these bleachers are under construction, and we will get sued in case.
So the Hornets come back on defense, really with the wasted opportunity on offense, but we'll see how their defense comes through. Again, one of these teams is going to score defensively, and that may be the difference. Carl Neesmith, Jordan Crawford, Michael Small, and Eric Hill up front. Harm in the middle, Biso on the left side, McNeely on the right side backers, Riverside moving right to left, Ashford and Milton the corners, Grant and Kearns are the safeties.
Gorgie comes in at running back. Barton throws it quickly out. Missed tackle, and Corey, you can't miss tackles. Getting knocked out of bounds. And little conversation going on as that was thrown to Maduka. All the way down to the 35.
Modica did a nice job of just evading and eluding the tackle.
1st down and 10. Igorgi off guard. Gain of 5 on the play. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 right at the 32. 5:14 to go. Defense needs to find a little miracle here. Tight end comes in for Riverside. That's Connor May. May's been quiet. This is a great time to look at throwing it his direction. Big second down. Run a pitch around the corner. Pick up. Can't stop anybody. Hand it off to the person. And if Spadrone gets all the way down and move the chains again, another first down.
And a good job up front by the Tigers of just staying in front of the Hornets. And that little zone read that they have picks up the first.
So first down at the 19 for Riverside. Barton's got things smooth and going right now for the Tigers. Hornets come up to play bump and run. Barton looks, got somebody out in the flat. We're going to get a flag as everybody misses on the tackle. Touchdown Tigers. Does it stand?
Because it's going to go against Riverside. Is it an illegal shift or an illegal man downfield?
So Corey Neyland says it should be on Riverside because it's at the 30.
Number 1 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that's going to bring it back. The band doesn't realize they didn't score.
And the Hornets dodge one because they missed 3 different tackles on that. And Ugorji must have got some slip 'em on him because they just couldn't corral him. But again, 2 people moving at the same time. Is that illegal motion?
So they did it. Halloween goes up far side of the field. The near side of the field will be Young. Spadrone comes in at running back. Now he goes in the slot. So it'll be first down and 15. Right at the 26. Barton, here they come. Barton fills the screen, and it's right there. Gain of maybe 1 on a blitz. The defense comes up.
And I credit Chris Harm there because he was communicating with his safeties to get the coverage correct. So it opens up an extra linebacker for Fullerton to get there in time.
I'm going to credit Jordan Barton just to complete that pass and they get 1 yard because he stood in.
Bryce Strong now comes in the game for the Tigers. Barton looks over at quarterback, looks at the sideline. Strong now in at running back. Tight formation for the Tigers. Second down and 14, right at the 25. Barton pump fakes, goes across the middle of the field. It was there. It was mayonnaise on the bologna sandwich, and somebody dropped it on the floor.
Kayla Holloway, man, that was 6.
Halloween is incomplete.
Oh, that was 6.
That'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Tigers.
So it's going to bring up a big third down. Campbell goes to the far side of the field. Strong stays there. The Hornets look like they're coming. Barton looks over. Jordan Barton had one, guys. It was TD time with 3:17 to go. Here come the Hornets. Barton throws it over there. Got to make the tackle. The tackle was made at the 15. 4th down. Kick the field goal. Kick the field goal?
Kick the field goal.
You got to take points. And here's where it's interesting, guys. Fullerton, after this, is going to get the ball back. They will also get the ball back to start off the 3rd quarter of play. So an excellent opportunity for the Hornets thanks to their defense.
So they'll spot the ball at the 22. You add on 10. It's a 32-yard attempt for Riverside. They lay out. The kick is no good.
Kick is wide right with 2:35 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Corey Neyland thought maybe it hooked over the top. I thought it went to the right. Donnie said, yeah, see, I thought they missed it. I thought it hooked to the end. You had a great line.
I thought it was also good because it looked like it was over top of that left goalpost from our vantage point. But if you're Fullerton College, you'll not only take the break, but now it goes back to what we were just talking about. You can go 2-for because you have the opportunity with the football to end this half, and you'll get it to start off the 2nd.
2:35 to go, and of course you want to realize who said it was no good and who said it was good. So
he said we look good.
Nunez goes deep on the money, Gets it to Stewart on the far side of the field. Big gain. Nunez looks smooth on that.
Yeah, big confidence booster, and now you can get a little swagger.
2:23 to go. Leland Smith, the near side of the field. Nunez feels the pressure, throws it, and it was a delay to Stewart. He doesn't catch it. Ryan Osborn is sitting there talking to athletic director. Did you get offered a job while you were here?
No. He just wanted to know why the touchdown was taken back earlier.
Oh, okay.
And here's where Fullerton cannot afford to be hesitant and not afford to be indecisive. They must be forward moving on this next play.
Jordan Tate, near side of the field. Gonzalez in the slot next to him. 2nd down and 10 at the 36. Nunez starts people in motion. Comes in. He's got time. He's got to throw it. Looks outside. He takes off running and he runs into the defense instead of going to the outside where there was room to run.
The thing is, where that indecisiveness comes into play, if you don't have your first 2 looks, you have to take off. On this drive, specifically, if you don't have your first look, you have to move down the field.
1:44 to go here in the first half. We're not at a 3. Vakapuna comes back in at running back. The Hornets need 12. They've got to get across the 50. They hand it to Vakapuna, trying to get a large run.
Vakapuna with the carry, and he's back up after picking up maybe 4 yards on the play. That'll bring up
and so the Hornets decide that they're just going to play field position with 1:25 to go here in the first half.
Riverside.
So on the first play, looked promising. And then the next 3 plays, duds. But Fullerton 3-3, like Ryan said, they get the ball to start the second half. So that's a positive. But the thing is, Riverside has 1:25 minutes left to score. And when you've watched the games of Riverside this season, they only need about 10 seconds to score. So we'll see if the defense can hold. Maybe it's the time they get their defensive touchdown that they'll need for this game.
Well, we'll see if that happens. Don't forget, if you're sitting around, halftime's coming up, make that run to Discount Markets of Fullerton. That's right, between Chapman and Commonwealth on Raymond. That's it. Go run down there, get the beverage of your choice, get those little nibble foods that everybody likes to have. If you're the nervous Nelly, sort of like us 3 up here, well, you need to get a lot of stuff to munch on because we've got an entire second half left. Riverside, Fullerton, here on SportsNetUSA.net.
And Corey, Mark, the thing with this drive defensively for Fullerton College is that those defensive backs have to be aware of guys trying to get past them. Because if you're Riverside City College, as both of you two mentioned, they don't need a lot of time to be able to strike. This is the time that they're going to try and go for that deep ball again.
Will Bond will stand at the 21 for Riverside. 1 minute, 25 seconds here in the first half. Nail biter. Mamana over, should take a Hornet bounce. Bond takes it, gets taken down at the 15. Good coverage by the special team.
And I think that's a smart decision by him because that ball had a lot of bounce and had momentum going towards the goal line. He doesn't find his team pinned towards their own end zone because he decides to pick that up.
Yeah, he saves at least 10 yards.
And that's what you want to see, especially if you're Riverside. You know a guy who is going out there and is willing to lay his body on the line, take that hit. He knows it's coming, but it doesn't force them to be inside their own 10.
Now I'm just making sure I'm seeing it right. Riverside has 2 timeouts left.
Yes.
All right. Barton says, I don't care. Let's pick it up right now. They're going to run it right there. Sandwiched and won't go down. The officials finally blow the whistle with a minute left in this first half. Riverside doesn't use a timeout. Gain of 2 in the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8. For the Tigers.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
Bryce Strong in the backfield. Barton hands it off to Strong. Strong cuts the outside, stays on his feet. They're going to give him a first down with 39 seconds. Clock will stop till the sticks get met. Barton brings him out. Let's see if he goes deep here with 32 seconds to go. He's got time. Here comes the pressure. Now he steps up. He is swallowed up for a loss at the 20.
Junior Kennedy with the pressure. Carl Neesmith picks it up and cleans it up. So Neesmith and Kennedy.
Brings up a 2nd and 16 for the Tigers.
So it's going to bring up 2nd
So
and
13-7 Mount Sac.
And it looks like Riverside is going to let this half end. As we come to the end of the first half, it's Fullerton 3, Riverside 3, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan Osborn, I know you watched the ballerinas go walking by the table, and then everybody sort of stole your thunder. But, you know, first half, interesting. I mean, neither team was spectacular, and when they were, mistakes were made. That's the difference in this game so far.
Honestly, Mark, I think the difference has been the change from the first quarter to the second quarter for Fullerton College. Because you look at that first quarter, defense got 2 stops, but the offense gave the ball away twice. You flip it to the second quarter. All those mental mistakes that you and I were talking about, along with Corey, were shorn up. You just didn't see them take a roughing the passer penalty to get them, or to get Riverside an automatic first down after Fullerton had forced a 4th. You didn't see them take themselves out of drives in that second quarter like they did in the first quarter of play. It's a big thing from the first to the second if you're a Fullerton College Hornet fan, because they changed how they were able to control themselves in that second quarter. And Mark, if that trend stays the same in the third and the fourth quarter, where Fullerton starts to take care of themselves and take away those mental mistakes, you're looking at Fullerton College taking a lot of momentum.
So let me ask you the ridiculous question here, because turnover, Riverside gets only 3 points. I think that's one of the big equations. And then we get the turnover, and we talked about every chance you get. Corey said, every chance you get, you got to put points on the board. So the 2 biggest plays for Fullerton was only giving up 3 and getting 3 in this game.
Yeah, and when you look at it, Mark, you also have to look at just how well the defense has played for Fullerton. We came into this game saying the offense for Riverside City College might be more dynamic than they were last year. And that's saying something, because last year they set a bunch of state records. They had the state player of the year in Ratzlaff, and they simply were electric all of last season. But that switches over to this year, and you're looking at it putting up almost the same amount of offensive points, offensive yardage, yards per play for this Riverside offense. And yet Fullerton College's defense has not only kept them in it, but they've gotten a takeaway. They've only allowed them to get 3 points in the first half, which is nearly unheard of for this Riverside offense to this point.
And I'm going to throw it over to Corey right now, because Corey, all right, you know I'm a homer. You know I love Fullerton. I've been there forever. I mean, I built the college, for God's sakes. But you can't play this game and say, okay, let's play field position and we hope we win it by 7. You already talked about it. You throw a perfect pass to Stewart, then you try something that doesn't work, and then you go into the nutshell, close it, and you hope that you don't lose too much yardage.
Those first 2 turnovers in the first half messed with the psyche of the Hornets, and it allowed them to bring in that tentativeness that they don't need in this game. And so that first pass, it looked good. But then again, you think, we don't want to make a mistake here in the wrong territory, so we get a little conservative. We'll be happy to go in tied. We'll be happy to get the ball in the second half to start off. That's not going to get it done. We'll see what they come out with in the second half and what adjustments they made, because these are 2 of the top 3-4 defenses in the state. Not just Southern California, but in the state. 15 points per game by Riverside. That is 7th in the state, 3rd in the SoCal. Fullerton, 4th in the state, 1st in SoCal. Neither one of these teams can run on each other. Well, we thought, but Riverside's doing a nice job running. Fullerton is doing an adequate job running. It's just the defense is winning out over the offense.
And Ryan, I've got to ask you, because I'm going to stick with the same theme. Garnett Davis III has had the same play run for him at least a minimum of 3 times in the first half, where your flanker and your wideout throw blocks. I'm going to let him roll that way, and I'm going to give it to him 3 yards deep in the backfield. If you're going to put Garnett Davis out there, go 5 wide and make somebody cover.
Well, I like the play. I love the play because they had it set up. It was just a better defensive play by McQueen. McQueen split and made a heck of a play, and with that, got a hand on the top of his shoe.
Well, I'm going to go back to Ryan and say I don't like the play. I think if you're going to put Garnett Davis out in space against somebody, put him out in space.
I like the play, but I also like mixing in what you're talking about, Mark. You want to get him that isolation. Let him go out and find that space. Use his speed to his advantage and that elusivity, as Corey would say. Use that to your advantage, but also mix it in with the plays that they're currently running for him. What I think, actually, for Garnett Davis III has been his biggest impact in this game has been blocking. When he has been in there, he has successfully blocked 3 different would-be sack guys who have the opportunity to get to Brandon Nunez early. You go back to that, as you said, tush-push play. That was Garnett Davis III who got in behind the hip of Brandon Nunez and forced him across the first down marker. I think his blocking has been exceptional here in the first half. Yes, you want to use that individuality and that skill set that he has to get him into open space, but right now his biggest impact, and he's had a lot of success in blocking in the backfield.
And before I get out of the way and have people start texting you and saying, that old guy knows nothing. Guys, Cameron Woods, once again, has been lost in this football game. A tight end that plays like a D1 player hasn't seen the football.
They're waiting for the second half, Mark.
And I'd have to agree with Corey on that. Based on the overall trends that we have seen from Fullerton College throughout the entirety of this season.
Do you say that as a positive answer?
You'll see Cameron Woods a lot more here in this second half of play.
We better. No, but we mean like you see a dynamic player out there who's run for over 100 yards, 3rd on the team in receptions, who can do it all, a big-time playmaker. We'll see him. We don't think he's lost.
Yeah, because I asked you, Corey, and you said you liked the entire receiver corps.
Yes, I love their entire receiver corps. I think they do such a good job of not just catching the ball but blocking. I don't think they've had a bad game.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll get out of Ryan Osborn's way because, Ryan, there's other football going on around the area.
There is indeed, Mark, and when you take a look at the other football going on, as we have been talking about through the entirety of the first half, Fullerton College is doing a little bit of scoreboard watching. No, not the team on the field. They're not going to worry about anything but Riverside City College. But all of us Hornet fans who are watching along and keeping up with Fullerton College. Why, you ask? Because what happens at Golden West with Mount Sac and Golden West has just as much of an impact as the game here between Riverside City and Fullerton College. When you look at things from an overall aspect of the state playoff, you go to Huntington Beach and you say, okay, as we talked about at the start of the broadcast, there's a lot of impact over there on if Mount Sac wins or if Golden West wins. As of right now, the winner of Fullerton and Riverside will get an automatic bid into the state playoff in the Southern California section of things, and the loser would also get in as an at-large bid. So once again, Riverside or Fullerton, doesn't matter who wins or who loses. Both teams would go to the playoff if Mount Sac wins. Golden West, on the other hand, has a chance to not only play spoiler, but they can have an earthquake-type ripple effect throughout Southern California if they end up coming back to win against Mount Sac. As of right now, Golden West trails it 13-7 and got stopped at the 2-yard line to end the first half of play, and it allowed for Mount Sac to take a 13-7 lead into the half. That's where they stand at Huntington Beach. If Golden West wins that game, it means that Mount Sac, the team that they just played, would end up as the at-large bid, and the loser of Fullerton versus Riverside would find themselves not in the playoffs, and they would go to a bowl game. So if you're a Hornet fan, if you're a Riverside City College Tiger fan, you're also checking the score of Golden West and Mount Sac, because again, if Golden West wins and comes back in that game, takes a victory over Mount Sac has a more impressive resume. They have more points scored, they have a better point differential, and they have a better points and power percentage than both Riverside and Fullerton. It means that Mount Sac would be the at-large bid if they do not win their conference championship. No matter what, Mount Sac is already in the playoff, whether they win or lose their conference championship game. So again, Golden West with the win, they would leave either Fullerton or Riverside out of the playoff. On the other side, if Mount Sac wins, the loser of Fullerton and Riverside will still get into the playoff. So that is the big impact that's going on across Southern California, and we're going to keep you up to date on exactly what is going on over at Huntington Beach as the day moves along. For the moment being, it's 13-7, Mount Sac with the lead over Golden West. Across the entire state of California, there's a lot going on. First off, let's start with the games that are underway. Long Beach and Citrus, the start of the first quarter, they're just underway. That is a Citrus game that they want to win because they can clinch their 4th straight winning season in conference, and overall, that is a program that is not only turned things around, but in 4 short seasons has gone from the American Division to the National and is competing in the top 15 across the state of California. Orange Coast and San Bernardino Valley just underway there at San Bernardino Valley, just down the road here from Riverside City College. It is Orange Coast and San Bernardino Valley locked up at 0. Chaffee and Victor Valley, they've just gotten underway with Chaffee hosting Victor Valley. It is no score there, but a big game across California in the northern section of things. San Francisco and San Mateo. San Mateo, if you remember correctly, came into this season ranked as the #1 team in the country. They won a national championship last year against these very same Riverside City College Tigers, and they were looking to repeat the process, and almost unanimously were the #1 team in the country entering this season. They ended up faltering earlier this year to start off conference play, and they have 1 loss. They're going up against the #1 team in California in San Francisco. City College of San Francisco has the #1 offense in California and a top 3 defense in California as well. That's going to be a big-time matchup because San Mateo very simply needs a win to get into the playoff. They don't get a win, they're going to either be an at-large bid or just hoping and praying that later on the results end up in their favor and they can get themselves in without having to win themselves.
I think they'll be an at-large team, Ryan.
It's going to be interesting to see. Now, see, Mark and I actually broke this down during the week, and we had our own little scenarios that we decided we were going to go with. So, this is unofficial, of course. It's the Mark and Ryan predictions.
So, the official predictions.
There you go. The official predictions. San Francisco and San Mateo play each other for the right to get an automatic bid. San Francisco, no matter what they do, will be in the state playoff. They can lose their conference championship game, they'll still be in. Now,
Yes, they will.
American River has already won their conference championship. They did that last week. They are in. We are predicting that they will be the #2 seed in Northern California. Fresno City College and Modesto is where things get interesting. The winner of that game will go to the playoff. The loser of that game is going to a bowl game because neither of those 2 teams have a good enough record to be able to get themselves into the playoff on their own through an at-large bid. In fact, both those teams have 3 losses. But the winner of that game will get a conference championship, which has an automatic selection in the Northern California side of things. So that's the #3 seed. when you look at San Francisco and San Mateo, the reason why it's so important is because if San Francisco wins, it means San Mateo has the opportunity to be either the at-large bid or hope that Butte doesn't win their game.
Actually, it is Butte over San Mateo.
Then that would be exactly why.
Because Butte beat
beat
San Mateo earlier, so never mind.
So that's why we were looking at it during the week. They have the head-to-head matchup. So if both of those two teams end up with the same record, the selection committee is immediately going to go right to the head-to-head matchup where Butte has a win over San Mateo. So for San Mateo, it's as simple as it gets. You win, you are in. San Francisco is already there. San Francisco, if they lose this game to San Mateo, they'll be the at-large bid and Butte will be staying home. So as of right now, San Francisco and San Mateo, if San Francisco wins, they're the #1 seed. If San Mateo wins, they're the #3 seed. But when you look at it, ARC will be #2, Fresno or Modesto will be #3, and it will either be San Francisco or Butte who will be the at-large bid. Now, we already mentioned Southern California, so we don't have to rehash it here other than keeping score across the entire Southern California region. But when you look at how things can shake up, this is probably one of the more tight races that we have seen in the last 10 years of memory. Because if you go back a couple years, there were 7 different scenarios where teams could get into the playoffs. You had 6 different teams in Southern California who were all fighting for that bottom seed. You had Long Beach, you had Ventura, College of the Canyons was also there, Cerritos, El Camino. But this season, it's as simple as it gets. 3 different matchups determine a conference championship and who will get there, including at-large bids as well. 2 other matchups will determine a conference championship and whether someone goes home. Lots of different things going on across Southern California and across Northern California as well as we continue here on Saturday. We're going to continue to give you those updates all across Southern California and the northern side of things as well. Another reason why we predict that American River will be in the state playoff, well, plain and simple, they play Feather River. And Feather River is 1-9 or 1-8 this season, and they're about to face the #3 team in the state of California. Now, Compton, West LA, that game already decided. Compton has actually forfeited the rest of their season. That happened 3 weeks ago. So Compton ends up losing to West LA. And then some of the big matchups in Southern California, that will not necessarily determine playoff spots, but it's going to determine whether or not teams get themselves into a nice bowl game. Ventura and Canyons. Ventura already has the tiebreaker over top of Canyons and El Camino. So, not that it doesn't matter, but it's a rivalry game between Canyons and Ventura with 2 traditionally good teams in Southern California. Bakersfield will be playing Santa Barbara at 6 p.m. and Palomar and San Diego Mesa will also get underway at 6 p.m. Cerritos and East LA, a 6 p.m. start, and Saddleback and Mount San Jacinto College will also be at 6. Butte is playing Shasta, and just like American River, it's pretty easy to be able to say they're going to find themselves with the win. So that's why San Mateo has to get themselves a victory. They would find themselves with the same record as Butte at the end of the season, but losing the tiebreaker. As of right now, there is still no score between those two in San Mateo and San Francisco. As we get the scores in, we will keep you updated. Back here, Riverside City College and Fullerton College getting set for the second half of play. And when you take a look at both of these two teams, traditionally they are rivals. You look at the matchups that have cost a lot for both of these sides in recent memory. You go back to 2016. Fullerton College beats Riverside, goes to a national championship game and wins. 2017, it's the Southern California championship game, and both teams didn't like each other in the week to begin with. The game hadn't even started yet. Neither team had gotten to the stadium, but yet both teams didn't like each other, and we're talking a lot on social media. It ended up as a decisive Fullerton College 72-16 win to get themselves to the national championship game and to Northern California. Excuse me, that was a 75-16 game, and Fullerton College won it. Now in 2018,
Petty.
in 2018,
Hey,
it was 34-33 in an electric game between both sides. That was here on SportsNetUSA.net. 2019, we also watched that one here on SportsNetUSA.net. That was over at Chappelle Stadium.
Yes.
For a second, I was going to call it House Scherbeck Field, but it was at Chappelle Stadium in a 19-7 game that Fullerton was oh so close to winning. 16-7 game that Fullerton was oh so close to winning. A turnover on their final series gave the win to RCC. And then the last time these two teams met each other was in the Southern California Championship game last year, where Fullerton had the opportunity to get themselves a lead. Riverside got a 2-score advantage late in the fourth quarter, and they went on to the national championship game. Got shut out 55-0 by San Mateo, but they ended up in the national championship game, and San Mateo got their first national championship in school and program history. So back here, Riverside and Fullerton, as I welcome back Mark Pavlovich and Corey Neyland. Guys, you look at this second half of play. It starts off with Fullerton College having the ball. And if you are the Fullerton College Hornets, it's this not the time that you have got to go into the air and try and go downfield.
I think the first drive of the second half sets the tone of the game. If Riverside defense makes them go 4 and out, the Hornets are in trouble. Because offensively, I don't really think the Hornets did much in the first half. And I love this football team, but that's just the way I'm going to look at it. I think Brian Crooks' defense came up big. I think Riverside played sloppily. Too many big penalties after big plays that brought them back. Tom Kraft is going to clean it up, Corey Neyland, and if he cleans it up, the Hornets need to get on the board first.
Yeah, Riverside had a drop touchdown. There was going to be a touchdown at the 5-yard line. Then they had a touchdown called back because of an illegal shift an illegal shift. And so there is 14 or conceivably 14 points going Riverside's way. Fullerton's offense, they
struggled.
Mightily. They struggled, and they moved the ball from the 20 to the 20. But they haven't been able to get inside the 20 and score like they have been. I mean, Brandon Nunez is coming off a Week 10 Player of the Week with 5 touchdown passes, 183 yards versus Saddleback, and 125 yards on the ground. Here's the interesting thing. Riverside hasn't had a Player of the Week. Even though their numbers have been monstrous, they haven't had that Player of the Week. And that bodes well for the Tigers in the second half because they don't have to rely on just that one person to make things happen. Fullerton conceivably shouldn't have to rely on that one person either. They just need to execute and run their game plan. They can't be afraid to run the ball, and they can't be afraid to go down the field.
Yeah, Brandon Nunez, to both you guys, he's been hesitant today. He has been smooth in the last 3 games. Little bit of, I think I'm going to think, and I'm going to pucker when I do, and that has hurt him in the first half here on SportsNetUSA.net. Don't forget, all our games are brought to you by Discount Markets of Fullerton, located on Raymond between Chapman and Commonwealth. Ryan Osborn, the Hornets need to get on the board, and I tell you what, that means if they have to, they need to go to Discount Markets and find out what will get them juiced up and get that 6 points. Let's get ready for a second half of community college football here on SportsNetUSA.net. Kearns back deep for your Hornets.
Here we go.
Kavion is back deep with him. Speedster, Mark.
So let's see if anybody pulls a little trickery to start this second half.
Ball game.
Bigfoot.
Mark,
And the trickery got taken out of the play.
I was going to say, based on the kicks that we have seen in this game, that RCC kicker has a next level leg.
Let's put it this way, if it comes down to a 50-yard attempt.
We're going to start shutting down our equipment quickly?
Not going to be afraid to try it.
So the Hornets come out. They need to find something on their end of the ball. Brandon Nunez comes out. Jordan Tate will come to the near side of the field. Stewart will go to the far side of the field. C.J. Broy in the slot next to him.
Nunez at quarterback for the Hornets.
First down and 10 at the 25, tied at 3. Welcome back to exciting community college football. Bakapuna takes it off a left tackle, maybe a half a yard on the play.
And you don't mind that. The secondary for the Tigers are going to have to come up big as well. They've got Linton on the far side along with McQueen, Guilds, Bowers, and Baptiste.
They gave him a generous yard. Second down and 9. Nunez goes looking for somebody going down. Jordan Tate is going to cross the middle. Pass wasn't even close.
Yeah, Nunez was decisive on that throw. He was going up top. Tate thought it was coming on the inside. And that's where you said the miscommunication, Mark. Baptiste was on the coverage.
Cameron Wood in at tight end. Hasn't seen the ball all day long. Let's see if this is the time with a big third down and 9. They flip it over to Gonzalez, who could have been handed a loaf of bread, and the ball was thrown behind him. And so a shaky offensive set for the Hornets.
You mentioned that, Mark, just a few seconds ago. You said, will we see Cameron Woods get the football? That play was actually designed for him to get the football. So he came across. The pick was set for him to be open on that far side of the field with space.
But wasn't open.
But it wasn't open.
He wasn't open. Will Bond, back deep. Big spiral. Bond is going to let it hit, and it does. Bond picks it up and goes down at the 20. Dangerous play by Riverside.
But again, he saves them from an additional 10 yards because that ball was bouncing Fullerton's way.
And that's a 49-yard kick for Luke Mamana, his best of the season.
Barton brings his team out. Bryce Strong, who looked good in the first half for Neyland, didn't get the stats that we thought we might get, is in at running back.
14:25 game clock, please.
So we're changing the time.
There we go.
Jesse Campbell out to the far side of the field. They hand it off to Strong. Strong gets a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Defensively, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks by Carl Neesmith. He also had 5 tackles. Biso had 5 tackles. McNeely had 4. Biso had 6, excuse me, to lead the way, along with Eric Hill also had 5 tackles on the defensive side.
95 on the stop.
Strong stays in the backfield. Barton, let's see if they're going to run the ball. They are. Strong gets hit again. Gets a gain of 2. It's going to bring up a third down and 4 right at the 30.
And I'm running it again to establish your dominance up front against the teams, the state's number 1 or number 2 rushing defense.
Brings up a
Third and 3. Barton says, hey, maybe one more time. Here come the Hornets with the blitz. Across the middle of the field. Got to hold on to him, and they do, but it's not till it's at the 50, first down, Riverside.
And that's Modica again, a little skinny post.
Number 2 on the offense.
Holding.
Still third down.
So another, okay, if you're Tom Kraft, guys, are you ready to just lose it on the sideline?
You're pretty unhappy.
Yeah, we're at home, guys. That shouldn't be called because Bryce Strong, a nice block. But again, just whew.
No hometown cooking today, right?
No home cooking.
Should have gone to discount markets. They'd have been much better off.
Bryce Strong game on the ground. He's got 55 yards on 12 carries. Barton only 87 yards passing in that first half. That last throw was on the money, and we'll see if he gets going.
Down to 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, 1. He gets it off. Barton goes back. Barton is going to go down and goes down at the 12.
And that's Carl Neesmith one more time, and that is his 3rd sack of the game.
for the
So
Tigers.
Mr. Neesmith,
For the Tigers, number 47.
quick off the ball.
Kadari Kearns will stand at the 45. He needs to be decisive about getting the ball. They're going to double team the Gunners for Riverside so that Kearns can get a return. It's short. Kearns sees the ball coming. He takes it, and he was not decisive, and he drops it.
Oh, he was decisive, Mark. He was going to get that all the way. And Jesse Bradbury picks up the fumble. Kadari was going to take that all the way. He's got to realize at the 45-yard line, you're in good position. You can let that by. But Jesse Bradbury was there to make the stop. And let's give the punter outstanding punt with the hang time to allow his guy to get down there and make the play. Third turnover by the Hornets.
You mentioned that, Corey. If that is any flatter, Kadari has more than a chance to run on that right-hand side due to the coverage. But the fact that it hangs that long is what gives that chance.
Campbell, Barton wants a strike quick. They do. Barton gets it. Ball comes down. Gain of 2 on the play.
McNeely with the stop, and again, that's a game-changing turnover right there. Fullerton forces the hold, backs him up, gets the sack, forces the punt. Gonna have great field position. Let's see if Riverside goes down the field.
Riverside once again runs Campbell way out to left. Barton with an empty backfield. Here they come. Barton says, I'll take it. Takes it himself. Makes it a third down, and Barton is getting up slow, Corey Neyland.
Biso on the stop, and Harris cleans it up. Young man is tough.
Brings up a third and
Barton
7
Mark,
for the Tigers.
sophomore from Damien High School.
So they go back over. Campbell goes over to the far side of the field. Barton goes back. Here comes the pressure. Barton sees it going to the outside. Barton's going to take off running. Guys, you need to make a stop. They do. He does not get a first down. So Riverside has a 4th and 1.
They're going to give it to him.
Give it to him.
Wow. That far side line judge just kept walking, and then they moved it a yard forward.
So a first down for Riverside on an excellent spot. But they should have picked up Barton. They don't. Barton goes back again. Feels the pressure. All alone. Touchdown. Kadari Kearns jumps. And they ran right by him for a touchdown.
And that's Modica again. Makes the reception. Kadari Kearns bit on the fake and tried to bring him down with a hold. He kept his feet and went on to score. So 37 yards on the pass and catch for the touchdown, and Riverside gets there.
They'll line up now for the PAT, the point after touchdown attempt.
Ryan, you better keep an eye on that Golden West College game. Ball is spotted, kick is up. Flags all over the place.
The kick is good. With 10:38 to go in the third quarter, the Riverside City College Tigers 10, the Fullerton Hornets 3.
And that's an unfortunate situation and series for Kadari Kearns because he has been an all-conference performer this season for the Hornets.
It's a personal foul. Kick is good. They're going to enforce it on the kickoff.
And again, Kadari gets beat there and got the fumble, but again, it's unfortunate because he's been strong, and that's the first time all season that he's been beat deep.
Well, like most coaches will tell you, doesn't matter what you did yesterday, it's what you're doing today that counts on a football field.
You know, I'm going to say what you did yesterday helps what you do today, and that time was an unfortunate situation.
So Riverside up by 7. They'll kick off from the 50. as Barton puts it right on the dime. The offense looks shaky, the defense looks sputtered, and now Riverside's off and running. Bigfoot kicked into the parking lot, so we'll see what the Hornets do offensively.
But the thing is, the Hornets aren't playing horribly, though.
You don't think what?
I don't think they're playing horribly. I think they just haven't gotten to their rhythm yet. And a team like Riverside, you got 3 turnovers, yes, but it's not something that they haven't been able to hold up until now.
I must be the handsomest man in the world in your eyes. Okay. Well, close to it. Nunez comes out. He's got to find something as an answer with 10:38 to go here in the third quarter. Garnett Davis III stays on his feet, goes across the 30, gain of 5 on the play.
It's just a quality first down run, which they needed. Try to slow it down just a little bit.
On the stop, number 50.
Going to give him 7, be a second down and 3.
For the Hornets.
Nunez only 47 yards in the first half, 7 of 16.
Garnett Davis III, hands again, going to be at the line, first down.
Going back to it, Corey, I think I'll agree with you. I don't think the Hornets have played bad in this one, but I do think that they have given up their chances. They have been able to get down the field. They have gotten defensive stops. They just got to be able to find that flow.
If it's working, keep trying it. They run it up the middle, gain up 3 on the play.
Malosi Siatanu, who is the left guard. Nick is the center, the far side. Left tackle is going to be Andrew Sanders. Right guard, Sammy Garcia. Right tackle is Dylan Nichols.
Second down and a long 8 for the Hornets, right at the 38. Brandon Nunez throws in the flat. C.J. Broy gets it, turns. Where do they mark it? They mark it. They move the chains.
Wow.
First.
Sorry, Mark.
First down.
That was a generous spot.
For the Hornets on the coverage, number 50, Juwan Nickerson. First and 10 for the Hornets.
So the Hornets moving the ball at the 45. Nunez looks over, gets the signals from the sideline. Garnett Davis III rushes him again. Gain of 1 on the play.
Underneath is Edward Guilds one more time. He feels, or excuse me, Bradbury filled quickly.
They gave him a gain of 2 on that play. You talk about generous spots, Corey Neyland. I'd ask for my money back. Bakapuna now comes in the game. Jordan Tate to the near side of the field. Jeremy Gonzalez in the slot next to him. Second down and 8, right at the 47. Nunez pitches it underneath to Cameron Woods. Cameron Woods gets a yard.
And he's stacked right at the line of scrimmage. Matter of fact, probably a loss on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd.
Well, they actually gave him.
For the Hornets.
They actually gave him a yard on the play. I know you hear upstairs he lost a yard. He's a yard closer to making it. 3rd down. Riverside feeling good. Fullerton looking for a date. See if they can find one on this play. Bakapuna up the middle to the 50.
42, he's backed up maybe for a yard gain. That'll bring up a 4th down. 4th and 5 for the Hornets. On the stop, number 9, Payne.
And Fullerton is thinking field position here.
Will Bond for the punt, punting for the Hornets.
And let that defense come back and do some work on a 3rd and 7 up the middle for an aggressive defense, and you settle for that run.
Luke end over end. Signaled for us a fair catch at the 20. Excellent field position for Riverside. So 6:53 in a fast-moving third quarter. The Tigers are up by 7. It's the Tigers 10, the Hornets 3 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Ryan, Corey, and the old guy sitting next to a very quiet group of individuals right now. Barton comes out quickly. They run it again. A little hold on the corner. Turn the corner, get a gain of 10. Personal foul against Fullerton.
And that's when you're going to get a personal foul on Jeremiah McNeely. But again, there were 2 people jostling, 2 people going, and then they wait to call that one. You think you got to pick that one up, but you're not.
You got to keep these linebackers away from the sideline too. Tom Kraft is starting to bark with them.
After the play was over, dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct, number 23 of the defense. That is their first foul for disqualification from the contest.
So, not only do they get a penalty, but they lose a player.
No, not disqualified yet.
Not yet?
No.
It's halfway to disqualification. If you get one more like that, you are disqualified.
Oh, I was looking at the scoreboard. 10-3 Riverside. Barton looks over.
So defense for the Hornets. Hasuna now comes in for Jeremiah to join Harm and Biso. Kennedy, Small, Neesmith, and Crawford up front. The corners are Jordan Little. The Riverside's moving right to left. Jordan Little on the near side. Ty Milton far side. Grant and Kearns are the safeties.
First down and 10 at the 45. Once again, they give it to Strong. Tries to turn the corner. Doesn't make it. Loss of 1 on the play.
Brought down all the way is Ty Milton. Mohammed Hasuna is also in there.
Update from Huntington Beach. Mounties 20, Rustlers 14. Rustlers just marched 85 yards down the field for a touchdown.
20-14.
20-14.
Barton brings them up. Hornets barely get people off the field. They run it straight up the middle. Strong again. He's down, gain of a half a yard. Third down and 9. At the 46. Barton looks over at the sideline, seeing what he can get. Strong comes out of the game.
Brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Tigers.
McDaniel to the near side of the field. We get holding because they just ran a player off the field offensively. The Hornets don't change defensively. Big third down, guys, at this stage of the game with 5:28 to go. They need a stop. Here come the Hornets up the middle. Ball is tipped, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think that was Carl, again, who got the tip. So he's having an outstanding game as Biso limps back to the defensive side of the ball.
So Gonzalez goes back to return the punt for the Hornets.
And he started the season as the punt returner for the Hornets.
Jeremy Gonzalez back deep.
So Gonzalez will stand at the 10. The Hornets trailing by 7. 5:20 to go. No offense in today's game. Gonzalez lets it go, and it's touchback. So the Hornets will be first down and 10.
Ball put it into the end zone.
Here with 5:12 to go. It's Riverside 10. Fullerton 3 on Sportsnet USA.net.
Fullerton College getting a little help from the Mounties here. Long play for a touchdown, 26-14. The Mounties currently lead it, awaiting the extra point.
So if you're a Mount Sac fan and a Hornet fan, you're half happy right now. Or is that slap happy? I'm not quite sure.
Well, I'm happy. I went to both schools. I'm good.
You went to 5 schools, so you're good with any place you go.
Pretty much.
There you go. Nunez needs to be good with something. Bring it out. First down and 10. ran it to Bakapuna. Bakapuna goes around the corner, gets nothing, loses 5 on the play.
And that stretch play, it worked the first time against this quick defense, but sideline to sideline, Riverside, you see their confidence growing on the defensive side of the ball. So they're going all out in that front part of the defense. So let's see if the Hornets can exploit something over the middle.
2nd down and 13 for the Hornets as they tend to go backwards. Nunez is going to get sacked.
And that's Isaiah. So Isaiah Bogar, one more time.
97, it is a Bogart for the Tigers. Gonna bring up a 3rd
and again,
and long
the aggressiveness, they're dropping back into the zone. So they're making Nunez wait as they're getting the pressure with 3 and maybe 4 rushers, and they're dropping 7.
Nunez looks over to the sideline, trying to get it. They're going backwards on this offensive set. Need to find something positive. They run it up the middle to Bakapuna, trying to get field position, but that's going to bring up another set of offensive downs that go nowhere here on SportsNetUSA.net.
And again, this Hornet Tiger defense is dictating to what Fullerton is doing on offense. Fullerton's game plan all season has been moving the ball down the field, and this offense is going side to side.
Hornets need to get a turnover. High floater. Caught right at the 45. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. They're up by 7. It's the Tigers 10, the Hornets 3 on SportsNetUSA.net.
And guys, it's funny to think about the punt returners for both these teams. Kadari, unfortunate, muffs one and turns it over. Jeremy Gonzalez comes in. Ever since Will Bond made that questionable pickup, he's fair caught the last 3 early.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers at the 45. Barton comes out. They ran the football. Let's see if they continue it. Barton goes back. Here he comes. Gets sandwiched. Sack on the play.
Ant Harris. That's a sack, and that's his number 3.5 for Ant.
Bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Tigers.
So it's going to be 2nd down. Barton looks over.
Actually,
Young to the near side of the field.
That's his first sack of the season, 3.5 tackles for loss. Wow.
So the Hornets change out players as they get to. Campbell goes to the far side of the field. 2nd down and 12. Barton throws it in the slot. They almost beat on the play and a nice catch. And then, so Espadrone catches it. Brings up a 3rd down and 3 across midfield all the way down to the 46. Barton hands it off up the middle. Stopped before the 45. It's going to bring up 4th down and a long 1.
That was Carl Neesmith. So once again, Corey, you were talking about it. He's had an excellent day today. He's got the 3 sacks. He's got 2 additional tackles for loss in addition to the 3 sacks, and he has a pass deflected as well.
So Tom Kraft says, you know what? I'm not going to give him a short field with 1:40 to go, up by 7, and they've got no offense.
Back deep, number 12.
3rd quarter's interesting, Mark.
If you're a Hornet fan, you got to hope for a miracle. A back spinner. Signaled for a fair catch at the 10.
Ball is fair caught there by
So with
Jeremy
1:27 to go, we have a player down for Riverside right at the 48. So with time stopped, it's Riverside 10, the Hornets 3 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ryan Osborn, latest update. If you're a Hornet fan, you need to give them good news here on SportsNetUSA.net.
And for now, you are getting good news. The Mounties continue with a 26-14 lead as the 3rd quarter comes to an end over in Huntington Beach. So the Mounties, again, As we've talked about, the entire situation, if the Mounties win, the loser of this game between Riverside and Fullerton will end up going to the playoff as the at-large bid. If the Rustlers get back into it and get a victory, the loser of this game will go to a bowl game. But for the moment being, Mounties 26, Rustlers 14, going into the fourth.
So let's say whoever ends up being fourth, because they lose today, they will play Mount Sac the next.
They will play Mount Sac. They will be on the road at Mount Sac. So they'll have to go to Walnut. And Corey, you have San Francisco and San Mateo. Currently 14-10, San Mateo with the lead over San Francisco. Just entering a little bit into the second quarter of play between those two sides. You know, both of those two, we hear about the offense from San Francisco. We hear about the defense from San Mateo. But again, if San Mateo gets a win there, that's their only path to the playoff currently, as they need to get in to the end zone once again. Fresno City and Modesto, the winner of that game will go to the state playoff. It's tied at 14, just about halfway through the second quarter of play.
1:27 to go here in the third quarter. Brandon Nunez brings the team out. Garnett Davis III at running back. Jordan Tate wide, one-on-one. Riverside looks like they want to cheat. Garnett Davis III goes up the middle and gets nada.
Again, that defense is dictating what the Hornets are doing on offense. Even though they're down at their own 10-yard line, it's something that Fullerton can't be afraid to make a mistake. Watch for Cameron Woods here.
Second down and 10. Nunez hands it off. Garnett Davis III runs it to the 15.
Put a nice block on the end to release Isaiah. But again, nothing going on the offensive side of the ball. Everything is going left to right, or excuse me, side to side, instead of moving forward.
Big third down play as we're coming to the end of the third quarter. Nunez looks things over. Needs 7. He goes back, looks, throws it behind Garnett Davis the third.
And that's one of those plays where it's a good look. It's a good play for Garnett Davis to try to get a wheel route. But it was nowhere near being open. And here's where Brandon Nunez really needs to either take that hit and get his third receiver, because he had Jordan Tate over the middle, or take off running.
So it'll be a fourth down. Mamana, high floater, signaled for a fair catch. Caught at the 50. They keep inching up the field, don't they, on all these fair catches?
Well, and that's what that field position game does. But again, we'll go back to Brandon. So we see what he's doing, and he's struggling offensively, and the play calling is not letting him go. And he's made 2 mistakes, but you can't be afraid to make more, because good things can happen. So on that last play, he comes to Garnett Davis. That was his only option. If he waits a beat more, Jordan Tate is open over the middle. Don't be afraid to take that hit. It's easy for me to say that because I'm up here. But don't be afraid to take that hit and deliver, or just run.
Bryce Strong in at running back. Bryce Strong leads it around the corner. Hold right there on the corner at the 50. And I could see that from up here. That was all Jersey at the turn.
There is a penalty flag.
The penalty
on the
actually
play.
took place at the 50-yard line, so they should mark it off from there.
Holding, number 54, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Goes against Christian Perry for the Tigers.
And they had it, the penalty being at the 49. It was actually back 2 yards deep.
It's a good spot.
Ryan Osborn says, to this stage of the game as we come to the end of the third quarter.
Gabby Neyland, you okay?
The Hornets trailing by 7. It's the Tigers 10, the Hornets 3 on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, as the regular season rolls down to the end, don't make your season end either. with Discount Markets of Fullerton. Roll on over there right about now. You know, you could be feeling what we're feeling up here at the table. You might need that sugar rush, might need that Diet Coke, might need some fresh fruit, ice cream, pumpkin pie. If you're Joe, you're eating all of that right now. Go over to Discount Markets, located on Raymond between Commonwealth and Chapman. Jenna, Isabel, Sam, just ask them for help. They'll find you what you need. They'll give you the best prices, the best quality. Discount Markets of Fullerton, a proud sponsor of Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan Osborn, Mark Pavlovich, Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, all up here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, if Brian Crook's defense could ever find a miracle play, I think they need it within the next 15 minutes of play here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Barton brings them out. Bryce Strong, who's looked good in this game at running back. Barton goes back. Open on the middle of the field, throws behind the receiver, and if he throws it on the money, Campbell has got it caught.
Yeah, that's the one time Ryan Fullerton drops back into a zone, and they found the middle of that zone.
And Corey, this is even now where you look at them and see if the Hornets, if those ball hawks can find that one. They hand it off to Strong. Strong looks to go the outside and gets swallowed up at the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up about third down and about 18 for the Tigers.
And the speed of Jerry Naborn to track him down on that and allow Biso to stretch that out. Great play by the defense, and let's see if they can hold. We said the defense is going to have to score for one of these teams. As a Hornet fan, you hope it's not the Tiger defense.
Connor May, the tight end who has been quiet today. See if he sneaks out like Cameron Woods should. Big third down. They run it. Right off tackle, right off middle. First down. No stopping the runner all the way down at the 35. We have holding on the play. Oh, hands to the face, Fullerton. It's going to tack on 15.
As Carl Neesmith was tackled.
Hands to the face, number 90. 15-yard penalty near the run. First down.
Eric Hill, hands to the face, and it should be offsetting penalties because Carl was tackled right at the point of contact, but they don't call that one. So Riverside going to take advantage here. Now they're in the red zone, and they're one of the best in the state as well in the red zone. 85% they score.
So Fullerton needs to find something. They had a chance. They didn't stop, and then they gave him a gift on the play. Barton goes back, throws it in the flat. There's no one there. Again, a receiver all by himself. No, don't tell me.
He was by himself. Yeah, he was by himself, but the play calling was exquisite as Quentin Ashford is injured for the Hornets. But what they do is they've been working the middle all game long, and they realize Fullerton's defense has played outstanding thus far. On the outside, when they broke contain, that's when the receiver gets open. That was Ugorji, gets open for that first down.
So they're down. We have timeout in the field. Player for the Hornets is hurt. So it'll be first and goal at the 5 for the Tigers. 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Well, touchdown here, the way the offense has been, could seal the deal in this game.
A little early.
You're not getting much good news if you're thinking about that Huntington Beach game right now. The Rustlers just getting a touchdown, and it's 26-21. A 5-point lead for the Mounties. 10 minutes left in that one.
And the Tigers haven't got out of their game plan one bit. They keep doing the same things over and over again, what they work well, and not afraid to make those plays. Fullerton's defense been on the field a long time. Their offense, once they get the ball back, they're really going to have to rely on that offensive line to make a play because they can.
Bryce Strong brings him back out. Take the formation right to left. We're going to get timeout by Tom Kraft because he had two people moving, didn't want to get a flag, calls timeout. So with 13:42 to go, well, your Hornets are holding on by the skin. Well, wait a minute. I don't know if Hornets have. Can Hornets actually hold on to things like that by the skin of their fingernails?
Yes, they can.
Okay. So that's what they're doing. They're hanging upside down. Right now, their wings are flapping, their bellies are flopping. And if you're a Hornet fan, like Gabby Neyland, you're looking for a miracle this time of day on Sportsnet, USA.net. Gabby gave me a big grin. I don't know. I think Gabby thought I was telling a joke.
I'm just happy she's up. Alert. She enjoyed the halftime show.
Good.
So we'll see if the Hornet defense can hold. I mean, 1st and goal from the 5.
Barton brings him out.
If I'm the Hornet defense, Mark, I'm selling out.
They run straight up the middle. They do.
So
Strong gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
McNeely on the stop. I think I called him McSheely a couple times. Jeremiah there. 67 tackles this year.
2nd goal from the 7. Halloween goes to the far side of the field. They hand it off to Strong again. Strong gets dropped behind the 5 at the 6. It's 3rd and goal. 13:04 to go here in the 4th quarter, trailing by 7.
And that's Biso there.
This is where you want to pass in the flat. The defender steps up and takes it 95 yards for a touchdown to tie the game. We get motion. And Corey Neyland and I were calling that one before it happened.
5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Well, I thought it was on Bryce Strong.
It was on all of them, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because the two tight ends were shifting. 75 moved. Bryce Strong moved as well. And all of that creates illegal procedure.
So it brings up 3rd and goal from the 11. They need to get a stop. Here they come. They hand it off to Strong. Strong struggles. He's short.
And you see what we mean about the way he runs the ball and always moving forward. Even though he's side to side, he's still moving forward. And I think this is a good call.
Oh, yeah, I'd kick the field goal.
Because now you're up 2 scores against a struggling offense who hasn't shown anything that they can get anything going this game. 2 scores will be monumental.
Spot the ball at the 8. We get motion.
False start, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Move it back 5 yards. 11:45 to go. If you're a Hornet fan, you want a hiccup.
They have 3 blocks so far this season.
See if Ryan Osborn can be a prognosticator. Ball is spotted, kick is up, right down the middle. So with 11:24 to go, it's the Tigers feeling good. The Hornets looking for a score here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey, Ryan, Gabby, the old guy. Ryan Osborn, update from Golden West.
Still 5-point game. The Mounties with the football. 7.5 left. They are taking a slow, methodical drive down the field. But they lead it by 5, so it's still just a 1-score advantage for the Mounties. Not really giving anyone over at Fullerton College very much comfort or coziness at the current moment.
Dave Hanikowski kicking for the Tigers, back deep for the Hornets.
Stewart and Smalls.
So we need Stewart on the far side of the field, Smalls on the near side of the field. We need to find something to cheer about. Stewart at the goal line. Looks to come up the middle. Finds an opening. Spins. Gets out to almost the 30. Nice return with 11:16 to go.
And there's your little spark of hope, Mark.
And realize we're in the fourth quarter, so it's now watching the clock. You can't waste any more opportunities if you're the Hornets. C.J. Broyd comes to the near side of the field. Oh, Leland Smith at the far side of the field. Jordan Tate in the slot. Tate goes in motion. Hand it off to Stewart. Stewart finds an opening, stays on his feet, refuses to go down. Across the 45.
And he's got a 47-yard touchdown reception on that exact same play earlier in the season. That's a positive. Fullerton with those quick hitters, you're going to need them.
They look over at the sideline. Clock is not your friend. You're down by 2 scores. You need it quickly. Vakapuna goes, we get motion.
False start, center, snap infraction. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's his second today. Second snap infraction of the day.
Move it back 5 yards. First down and 15. Right at the 41. Vakapuna still in there. Broy, the near side of the field. Vakapuna goes in motion. Nunez goes across the middle to a crowd on the street corner.
For number 2.
And again, when you watch this game, it feels like the Fullerton offense has felt like they can't go down the field more than 5 yards. So that interception in the first quarter has done more for the play calling that you can't move the ball down the field, and that's where they're going to have to get out of that habit.
Second down and 15 for the Hornets at the 40. Nunez goes back, goes across the middle. On the money, drop. It would have been a gain of 7.
A little bit off, but still should have been caught by Austin Levias. So Austin still should have made that catch, even though it was going down to the ground, where only he could make that catch. Again, you have your receivers on the outside, yet watch the defense for Riverside. You're going to be able to get something up the seam.
This is where we've seen the delay to Vakapuna. They go back on a play which gets 6. Ball comes out.
And Christian Stewart.
Touchdown, Fullerton.
And what happened was he came down on a defensive player's stomach, got up, and kept it going. And that's going to be a touchdown of 59 yards.
He laid on top of a defender, got up, and went in for a touchdown. Corey, so go ahead and take that play again, because even the coaching staff is looking stunned.
It was a wide receiver screen, a play that makes you still realize it's only at the line of scrimmage. So you don't have confidence to go down the field, and you need that confidence. Maybe they get it. But Christian Stewart.
Ball is spotted, kick is up, and the kick is good. Go back to you.
So as they're moving from right to left, on the right side of the field, that right hash mark, they throw a wide receiver screen coming into the right for Christian Stewart. He catches the ball, gets 5 yards up the field, and as he's being tackled, he's turned, sits on the defender's stomach, and I couldn't see who that was, and he keeps going, and while everybody else stops, even Fullerton stopped, and Christian Stewart gets the 6.
There was only one person on the entire field of 22 people who did not stop. And he was the exact person who realized not a single whistle had him down.
And what that does is it creates pressure on the officials to either make a split decision to call that down or keep it going. And since there's no replay at this level, they keep going. That's 6.
Yeah, I thought he was down because everybody in Riverside stopped.
Yeah, and,
So I
and the
thought he
Hornets
was
did
down.
too. The other thing is that the Hornets did too. Usually what you'll see in those cases is you'll see guys next to him on his own team say, hey, get up and run because you're not down. Even the Fullerton College side stopped as well.
So it's 13-10. Well, I said we needed a miracle, didn't I? We'll see what you do with the miracle now is you've been given a gift with 10 to go. Little pooch punt in the middle. Everybody's looking down. Thought the ball was going to hit the ground, going to be down at the 31. So they tried a little quick little pooch kick, Ryan,
and it,
just a little short. Almost.
Mark, it almost worked. Just like you said, it almost worked because there was no one in the vicinity. You look at Faubert, and a lot of credit to him. This is why he was so good last year and this year, because he was able to find that space on the far side of the field where there was no one. So it was an opportunity to get it right over to the 35 and just find a little pocket of space. Almost a chance for Fullerton College to get that one.
Tigers!
So defense says, hey, there's a reprieve. We need to stop them now. They hand it off to Strong. Strong comes up the middle, gets a gain of 6 on the play. 9:58 to go in the fourth. Well, if you're a Hornet fan, you're sitting at home biting your fingernails. If you're like the staff that was sitting next to us, they all looked at us like, what the? Mount Sac scores a touchdown?
Mount Sac is in the end zone. It's now 32-21 with 1:30 left to play.
Barton gives it to Strong again. Strong trying to run it. They should have enough for a first down.
Ball taken there by number 2, Bryce Strong. First down. Tigers.
And guys, this is where if you're Brian Crooks' defense, you can bend, but you can't break. If you make them kick that 59-yard field goal, Corey, you still have an opportunity to win the game at the end here with 9:06 to go.
If I'm Riverside, every down is 4 down. Every series, every possession.
Strong gets pulled down from behind with his jersey. Loss of 2 on the play.
6 tackles for Carl Neesmith, 3 sacks.
We have timeout on the field, I think, a play. And is that Carl down?
No, that's Terrence.
Injury timeout.
So we have a timeout down on the field.
Terrence Hansbrough.
So with 8:48 to go, 3 timeouts in their back pockets. The Hornets are trailing by 3. It's the Tigers 13, the Hornets 10 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Guys, let's go back to the play, though. It was one of those where we all talked about you needed a miracle. It was one of those plays that even the coaching staff to the left of me thought the player was down.
Mark, you go back into the history of Fullerton College. You go back to the Eli Pleasant catch. You go back to the Justin Manyweather return for a phantom touchdown. If Fullerton College is able to get themselves back into this one and get a win here, that's a play that you etch into Fullerton College lore.
In other words, where everybody has said this is the greatest play I've ever seen in Fullerton College history?
It's in a conversation, but it's not.
Oh, okay. All right. Corey Neyland shuts that one down quickly. See, the naysayer.
Yeah, and?
Corey Neyland, the naysayer.
The naysayer. 2nd down and 11 for the Tigers. They're coming up. Barton feels the pressure. Going deep, all by himself, on the money, at the 10. Almost a touchdown.
And been waiting for that all game long for Riverside because they ran an out and up. DeJuan Grant was deep. Ty Milton was up, and they beat the zone and got through.
And here's how open he was, Mark. That ball was a fluttering ball towards the right side that he had to stop and wait for it to reach him. But there was still not enough or not someone around him to get to that football.
And that was just a fly route, a streak.
1st and goal for Riverside. They come straight up. They hit Strong. Gets stopped.
Number 21, Xavier Gorgie, takes it down to the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal.
2nd and goal for the
Such a
Tigers.
huge play. I mean, a phenomenal play if you're a Tiger fan, because what that did is they've been running their same old all game long. All whatever you want to do, we're just going to run it. But again, Fullerton knows the clock is winding down, knows they need a big play, and they come up and again, got outside to contain.
Run again, straight up the middle. Down on the play, ball is out. Down though before it's a turnover. It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 4.
And it doesn't matter if they get it here, 4th down, 4-down territory for the Tigers. Because if you don't score a touchdown, you don't win the game.
Ryan, you think the same way?
I think the same way, and I would also watch for a slant pattern across the middle.
I'm going to watch quarterback keeper. I'm going to have Barton fake the handoff and carry it himself.
And that's where Fullerton got beat by Saddleback on a few plays last week.
There's Barton. And Barton is down.
And Carl Neesmith is having such an outstanding game. That's him in the backfield. 7 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 of those sacks.
I kick the field goals, guys. I kick the field goal. I do.
I
make Fullerton score a touchdown. They scored a TD on a
Mark, they scored a TD.
No, they scored a TD on defense making a mistake.
They scored a TD.
Coaches to my left say they'd go for it also. Ball is spotted at the 12. It's up. Kick is up, and it's good. With 5:52 to go, it's the Tigers 16, the Hornets 10 on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Did you want anything different?
Yeah, I do want something different.
Peace of mind.
No, you didn't. You wanted a game like this.
No, I didn't. I'm old. You guys have a lifetime in front of you. I'm lucky if I wake up every Sunday morning.
But just like Corey said earlier, a touchdown is still a touchdown. Mark, a Sunday is still a Sunday.
All right, so let me call this run back with 5:52 to go.
Gonzalez is back, and Kavion Smalls is back. Riverside's got a top 5 defense in the state, so it'll be difficult.
Jay Panikowski kicking back deep for the Hornets.
5:52. The number is 6. Small. He's going to take a knee.
Ball's down in the end zone. It'll come out
So
to
it's
the
going to bring it out to the
25.
25.
That's where to be first and 10
Okay,
for the
gentlemen,
Hornets.
I've got to ask you, with 5:52 to go, is the sellout time in this game, Corey Neyland, if you, let's say, go through a quick 4 and punt it away? So in other words, you don't move at all, and you use 2 minutes. Do you punt it away, or is this 4th down territory?
No, you have to punt it away. It depends on where you're at. If it's quick at the 25, you kick and hope your defense makes a play. But if you get gained at the 50, it's 4-down territory no matter what.
Jordan Tate, Gonzalez, on near side of the field. Nunez has time, pump fakes, in the middle, gives it to Stewart, down the field, stays on his feet, cuts in the middle, all the way to the 20.
Cameron Woods, when you need a big play,
Was that Cameron?
makes that catch on a square out, and Brandon Nunez delivers.
I apologize because, guys, we've talked about this pre-game, every game.
We're to be first and 10 for the Hornets.
So you go to the tight end, who's there. Nunez takes it himself, goes
Nunez
up the
on the
middle,
keeper.
gets 2.
Might have picked up 2 yards on the
And
play.
55 yards, his second reception of the game.
Tackled by 97,
This one,
brings up a
55 yards, and Mark, you got a
for the Hornets.
scoring update?
I do indeed. It is a final 33-21.
Mount Sac wins.
Gets a conference championship, and the loser of Fullerton-Riverside will go to the playoff.
So Mount Sac wins their game. 2nd and 8 at the 18. We get motion against the Hornets. The umpire sees a little motion.
Number 62, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And that's the other Sia Tanu'u.
4:48 in this game.
And if you're a Hornet fan, guys, you'd rather be a 2 seed rather than a 4. Same with Riverside. You'd rather be a 2 than a 4.
A 4 sends you to Mount Sac.
A 2, you're hosting Ventura.
Nunez had Jordan Tate all by himself.
Did Jordan Tate stop on the route? Because it looked like he was held up on the side.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 12.
And Jordan Tate's talking to the official about being grabbed on the play.
He was grabbed. Yeah.
That's what he said to the official. He said, the guy grabbed me on the play. 3rd down and 12. Nunez throws a pick to the outside. Down the field at the 40. Interception, flag on the play.
So it should be pass interference on Riverside to negate the interception. Or if they're going to call it on the run back.
That's what I'm going to think. It's after the play.
Yeah, I believe it is after the play, and it's going to be, or at least I thought it was a crackback block.
Okay. So there were 2. And again, Brandon Nunez with the pump fake, not biting, and throwing before he looks. That's another play where you cannot be afraid to take off and run.
4 turnovers for the Hornets today.
And so it is on the run back. And the defense comes up huge for the Tigers. And you know what's interesting about that play call? It's the same play call, or at least it appeared to be the same play call for the first interception.
No, so you're absolutely right on that, Corey. It is the same play call, and it was the same read. You have the guy across the middle, little bit of air underneath it. You got a touchdown on both.
So Riverside will run the ball. You need to stop them one more time. 4 minutes to go. So 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, trailing by 6, down on the doorstep. Cameron Woods gets the big play. His first and only pass, second thrown to him.
Yeah,
wait a minute, somebody told me that that's how many he was going to get today.
Because the shovel pass was the first one earlier.
Right.
Barton at quarterback. They come up, run the play. Stop down there, see if they use a timeout. 3:28 to go, not yet. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Stop number 64. Brandon Harris on the stop.
So you don't need the timeout just yet. If you stop him here on 4th down, you get that timeout and then try to work your way back down the field.
So we're at the 3-minute mark, trailing by 6. Defense needs to stop it. If you're Barton, you're going deep. Here they come. Barton's got time. Barton throws it up, going deep, incomplete pass.
Jamari Griffin, outstanding coverage on the outside.
Corey, you see the technique on that. He keeps the guy at arm length, makes sure that he positions his hips properly, and by the time that the football is about to arrive on that far sideline, Jamari still has a hand on the receiver and a hand towards the football. He gets a deflection and keeps the receiver away.
2:49 of nail biting going on here at Riverside City College. Corey, Ryan, myself. Hey, Jeremy, let's take it all the way back to Oh, high snap, no pressure. Jeremy's going to let it hit the ground, back away, and it'll roll. Cross the 40, down to the 35. So with 2:37 to go,
34-yard line.
you have 66 yards to go to win this football game here on Sportsnet, USA.net. It's all or nothing here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey, I got all of everything I want. Ryan, there's nothing I'm looking forward to. And the old guy, just waiting for the right play. Brandon Nunez says, hey, you know what?
Well, at the 34-yard line, that's where the Hornets will take over, first and 10.
Nunez comes out, Stewart in the slot, goes back, has time, pump fakes, decides to take off running, does, steps out of bounds at the 40.
Nunez on the carry.
And that's what you'll need to do if you're Brandon to move the chains is one look and go. One look and go.
7 yards on the
Don't
play.
hesitate.
Steps out of bounds. Clock will start. 2nd down and 4 for the Hornets. Here they come. Throw right there. C.J. Roy catches it
The number 2,
at the 45.
C.J. Brewer with the reception. First down, Hornets.
They should have set the sticks, but they didn't, Corey. Clock keeps going. Hornets have 3 timeouts. Brandon Nunez needs to stay straight up the middle. Gets to the 45. Timeout Hornets. 1:44 to go. Excuse me as I sit down. I'm getting weak over here.
And that little run right there by Brandon is going to be there when they need it. So on this drive, because Riverside doesn't want to let anybody to get beat deep. So those linebackers are going to drop just a little bit. They're fast, but Brandon is a capable runner to pick up first downs, move the chains. Problem is, it's in the middle of the field, and the clock is not your friend.
And here's the thing I've got to ask you, Corey and Ryan. Tom Kraft has now gone to a prevent defense. He's rushing 3. He's dropping everybody back. Brandon Nunez has not had time to throw the way he likes to throw. So why, if you're Kraft, are you taking the pressure away on Nunez right now with 1:44 to go?
Because you've got to Brandon all game with 3 and 4 rushers only. You haven't blitzed all that much. You've gotten there.
2nd down and 1. First timeout. 2 timeouts left. 1:44 to go. They're across midfield.
For the Hornets.
Vakapuna in the backfield. Here they come. Nunez has time. Flips it. Steps. C.J. Broy. First down for the Hornets.
On the coverage, number 50, pass complete to number 2.
And you don't mind the nickel and dimes if you're the Tigers because, again, you want to make Fullerton rush and make a mistake. They still have 2 timeouts.
This time they don't start the clock. I don't understand it because they did. Nunez starts Tate in motion. They go out. He rolls over towards it. He's got to throw it. He does. Throws it into the stands. Caught by cheerleader. Touchdown. Oh, no.
And oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I think that's an excellent decision there by Brandon Nunez. That's poise. You get to the outside. Your options aren't there. He's not trying to force something. He says, let's reset.
And the defense of Riverside has done a nice job of keeping their safeties in the middle of the field. Dante Bowers and Edward Gills, whenever one goes, you always have one in the middle. That's how they've got those 2 interceptions. Fullerton, it depends on the routes they're running, needs to get the ball in the middle. Use it.
Nunez, 2nd down. He's got time. Steps up, takes off running. Got blocked, stays on the field. Down to the 20, first down.
Corey's been saying this all game. If you don't have that first read, take off and allow for yourself to get into that lane.
Hornets in the red zone. Nunez, time, throws, That should be
That's
a flag. That
That's
is a flag.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
I'm moving over here. I think I just got hit on. So it's going to be pass interference against the Tigers. 1:11 to go. 2 timeouts. Down by 6. Well, Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn, we said we wanted a good one. Yeah, we want the Hornets to win. We're the Hornet announcers. We got what we expected. Corey's got a grin on his face because he said this has been a good football game.
I've enjoyed it.
Nunez goes back. Flag on the play?
Flag on the play.
Far side of the field. It should be either a defensive hold or a pass interference. The guy didn't allow for Gonzalez to break into his route.
Tom Kraft is just Tom Kraft must be having a meltdown over here, guys, because I've never seen a Tom Kraft team play so undisciplined football in my life.
I don't know.
They got the referee microphone. So,
You know, I wish we could hear that conversation, though.
so it'll be first and goal where? About the 8?
Inside the 10.
106. 2 timeouts left. You've got lots of time. Nunez gives it off to Bakapuna. Bakapuna doesn't get anything.
Well, thinking about number 42, he picks up maybe a yard on the play.
I'm okay with that play call there, Mark. You let Vakapuna do his work on the inside. You've got 2 timeouts to work with.
You got to go, though, Ryan. You got to go. There's too much conversation going on. Got to know what you're doing. You've just wasted 12 seconds. Incomplete pass.
And if Brandon, don't be afraid to take off because he had the right side of the field open and an out of bounds. Take that opportunity to make that play and make the defense work.
3rd and goal. Hornets have a chance. 37 seconds. 2 timeouts. Touchdown Hornets!
And they
Kristen Stewart.
And they run the fake again. And this is the exact same thing that Riverside did to Fullerton, is they fake the out and then they go to the up. That's what Espadron did on the last play. This is what Fullerton does here and scores.
They need the field goal, and then they need a couple stops. It's not over yet with 32 seconds. Kick is up. Kick is good. With 31 seconds, it's the Hornets 17. Exactly. The announcer just said, wow, but Riverside 16, and Riverside's got a field goal kicker, Corey Neyland. They could kick it from 49 yards out.
And that's the thing about this game. With 31 seconds and 2 timeouts left, Riverside is still in this because they have an excellent leg with their kicker. And they've shown all through the season that they're capable of scoring at any time from anywhere.
The number one thing is, if you're Milton, you have got to be able to pay attention to that fly route. You know that Riverside is going to want to get a lot of yardage quickly, so make sure that no one gets in behind you. You cannot afford it because, like you said, they've got a kicker who can kick. You can't let anything deep get past you.
Well, guys, 10 minutes ago, I don't think any of us three thought we'd be in the position we are right now.
No. One of us didn't.
Oh,
There was also
please.
another one of us who said before the game that this game would be decided in the final 3 minutes of play, and that would be Mark Pavlovich.
That's what I told Ryan Osborn.
I wasn't there, so I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Corey Neyland said, well, guys, that's always Riverside, though. There are always games where you feel like at this stage. Little pooch. Corey Neyland, I don't understand this. You could have signaled for a fair catch. Got to get the player. Got to get him down. He's running. And here's what I don't understand with Riverside. Why don't you call for a fair catch? The ball, he's taken back. You don't lose any time in the clock.
Because you can score, Mark. Seriously, you can score at any time. So that's why you got a chance with 26 seconds. And this really does remind me of
2018, where it was 34-33, and Fullerton needed a defensive stop. They got an interception from their linebackers to seal that game.
Barton goes back, looking for the pass. Here comes the pressure, gets the block. Barton gets missed. Ball comes out. Incomplete pass.
That was Junior Kennedy who missed on the initial one, but there was a lot of contact afterwards. Like you said, he gets hit as he lets that go, but his arm is moving forward. So it's an incomplete pass, but nonetheless, you'll take that 7 seconds off the clock.
16 seconds. Tom Kraft went running on the field because when he got hit, Tom Kraft, they buried him into the ground. Kraft didn't like that on his quarterback. They go. Here they come back. Barton going deep, going down, pushing the back. Intercepted. Intercepted. The Hornets have won this.
And
Ryan Osborn. Oh, my, you called the pick.
Ty Milton, his third interception of the season. He turned into the receiver, and he makes an outstanding play.
Your Fullerton College Hornets with 9 seconds to go have it. And guys, I told you it came down the last 3 minutes, Ryan Osborn. We knew it was going to be exciting here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Riverside will take on Mount Sac, and one of the two big gunners will be eliminated the first week.
Unreal ending to this one, Mark. You mentioned it earlier. 10 minutes ago, this game was decided. The offense couldn't move down the field. They couldn't even get a first down. And all it takes is the one play that is etched into Fullerton College lore, Christian Stewart to the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah, and Corey Neyland, let's be realistic.
Now it's a better.
Yeah, if it's not for that play.
Take it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. If it's not for that play, your Fullerton College Hornets didn't know they'd win it. And that's it. As the Hornets win the conference 17-16. And yes, we will be hosting a playoff game at Fullerton, and it will be on Sportsnet, USA.net. Another exciting Fullerton College football game.
Let's give both these teams a well-deserved hand.
So, Riverside, Ryan, before we let everybody off the air, give the final scenario on what they need to be looking at with the playoff games.
So the way this goes is that Fullerton College with the win has won the conference championship. They will be the number 2 seed, and as Mark mentioned, they will host starting in the first round of the playoffs in 2 weeks, where Fullerton College will be at home. They are going to face Ventura. Now, with Golden West College losing to Mount Sac has won their conference championship, and Riverside also gets in to the state playoff. The way that it works now, Riverside will be out Mount Sac in to start the first week of playoff play. Fullerton College, again, will host, and thanks to the win by Mount Sac and a comeback victory for your Hornets, Fullerton College hosts, Mount Sac hosts, Riverside's on the road.
For Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn, and the old guy, this will end up being, as we keep going on, next week. Your next game here on SportsNetUSA.net will be at home. Make sure you show up with Corey, Ryan, and myself, and Gabby Neyland. You've been listening to Fullerton College football as your Hornets are conference champions on SportsNetUSA.net.